picking up where we left off, the group continued their travels towards Thyrios. They first encountered some Heralds of Rot, fighting members of the Verdant Shield. Managing to help the soldiers, they skipped the following day's encounter and made it to the Riverside Stay. While there, they met the Silent Horizon, a peculiar group of adventurers not too dissimilar from themselves. We ended with a sweet conversation between Artron and Maeve, and as the moon begins to hang higher in the sky, what are you all doing?
Don't ask us that.
I've got a thing. Immediately, I've got a thing. Sorry, I was paused because it was my fault. I was late, and so I was like, maybe someone else has to. So it was So we're going to send a message to Calypso, like a sending message to Calypso. I was just panning it in the background there. And it's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey because I was just writing. I thought I might as well just say it. He's going to send a message to her. Hi, Calypso. Hope you're well. We are currently at Riverside Rest, or whatever the place is called. How are you? Where are you guys? And then ask if she's had any of the... I got it right in the bloody one-on-one chat. Sorry, ask if they've encountered any like demonic incursions, and just basically give a little bit of an update to how people are and what's going
on. Your reply from Calypso. I'm trying to think of times. How late would it be for them?
It's not like lassing. It's half an hour or so after I spoke to Maeve. I imagine after that conversation ended, he'd just take her into the place, give her a cup of tea, let her compose herself, then go back outside and just like, Cassian, back, go in.
I think I've asked this question several times, but I always forget. Does Periphalon actually have time zones? Because it is a flat world.
I have said yes before, so I will keep saying yes, even though it doesn't fully make sense.
I'll just flatten it.
Well, the sun has to travel over it, right?
I guess it would. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But your answer, James, from Calypso, is their voice was just sort of mine, but a bit more monotone, wasn't it? They were like, they say, "What the fuck? You're blind again." They say, "How to leave Crown Top? The king is cracking down on unregistered people within Itherelda in the dynasty now. No demons, but also talks of war."
Lucky I got out of there when I did.
I'll pass that info on. I'll pass that information. I'm not going to have a full-on conversation. I think I got through some spells that day, so I'm not going to keep firing messages back and forth. I'll take that to the group and mention about the king cracking down, and just raise it to the group. Guys, is this something we want to be worried about, or are we happy to just let it float in the background?
I say for now we let that stew. I'm glad we got out when we did because I straight up broke into the city of Crown Top. The guards did not let me in. They were not letting me into that city. I climbed over the wall.
Oh, is this why you were so concerned when we came across the guards on the way out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, Drac and I just strolled on in. Did you ask to be let in, or?
Yes, I did, and they were like, "Well, who are you then?" And I said, "Look, I'm just a dude, and I need a place to stay tonight. I just fought a zombie thing. At the time, I didn't know it was a vampire scrub, but admittedly, I was a bit, I was going
to say, what did you do to be not let in?
You mean you was a bit you?
No, I mean I was a bit like, well, you guys met me for on the second day I was in the city, right? You know how I smelled. I wasn't.
In fairness, I'm not saying they made the wrong decision. I think one of the first things I did was prestidigitate the smell. So,
yeah. So it's.
I feel like the exact thing I said was, "Who are you? Where have you come from? What are you doing here?" Yeah. And you were like,
I couldn't tell them I was from the dynasty. All of them.
You introduce yourself as Sidon the Wandering Warrior. Ha.
Yeah, pretty
Probably.
much. Actually,
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
did. Said I
Oh,
was
dear.
in the wilderness for the monster. Can I come into the city? They looked at each other, looked at me, and then just sort of went no. So I climbed over the
Yeah.
wall.
Really, absolutely fair. Well, does anyone have I could message Calypso back, and do you want to have a message for them? I, for one, very much enjoyed their company, and just thought it's always good to keep a weather eye on our friends and make sure they're okay. So,
Said she's in the
okay, great.
dynasty. Did you you said they were in the dynasty, so do you know where in the dynasty? Could you ask where in the dynasty they are?
I could if you'd like me to. Yes.
I'm just interested to see if I.
I don't
recognise
currently
the
know, but I can ask. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
only if that's okay.
I was mid transcription. Dear Calypso, glad to hear you're well. Shame about being forced out of Crown Top. Sidon wishes to know where exactly in the dynasty you are. Hope you're well. Have you learnt any good new songs? XOXO. Artron.
The reply is something like, currently, in Miramis the lake, nothing,
Sorry, that's
nothing
I was
really,
thinking, oh yeah, nothing really.
just, trying to decide what to do. Things are a bit tough at the moment around here.
I will relay that information. Is Miramis the lake of mirrored reflection?
No.
No,
Is that on West Side, isn't it? Used to be there.
I'll go to the world map quickly.
Miramis is the opposite side.
Oh, okay.
I think that's is that
there.
Miramis?
Yeah. It's like
Font's a
picture
little
Lake
bit
Town.
weird.
Yeah, picture Lake Town.
Yeah.
No, you've been there. It's not like Lake Town. It's nice.
Is she the Bard of Lake Town now?
They are
They
not
the Bard of
Lake
Lake
Town.
Town.
No.
No. Okay. They are a Bard of Lake Town.
They are a bard that is in that city.
Okay, like yeah. Okay. I will pass that information on. Now down to absolute fucking fumes of third level spells. Yes, they're in Miramis. Which we're doing a little bit taxed. It does raise an interesting question. Whilst we're all together, sat around this wonderful campfire, after we've spoken with, after we've been to Thyrios, where are we headed next? Do we have a clear plan?
I was just working on the assumption that we're kind of winging it and killing
Yes.
demons along the way.
Yes, I'm aware. Which
Where's
is why I
the
asked,
plan?
was there a plan? Does anyone have anywhere else they would like to go?
Weren't we going to meet up with Helene?
That's quite a way away.
Neve is in the dynasty.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty far away.
I do have some teleportation locations. But it's quite, well, I mean, that's not a problem. Sidon or Cass, if that's the destination, it's just the
I was just assuming we were
the laissez-faire, carefree way may suit the wandering warrior. But an itinerary would be wonderful.
Yeah,
So we can plan.
I assumed we were going here. We were going to sort out whatever issues, find out the information for Maeve. Then I assumed we were going to go north and beat up a bunch of cultists because why not?
Well, I know we discussed the Spellbound Woods, the Spellbound Woodland, as a potential destination. If the plan is to go to the north, then Kyrian may be the gentleman to ask because he's from that general area. He's aware of the Knights of Periphalon and things like that. But I think we'll be on the same path. There's nothing we have to worry about.
As you're talking about where to go next, there is you sort of see from the wagon, Layla sort of was leaning by the wagon, looking at the sky.
Looking cool.
Looking fucking cool. And she sort of walks up and says, "I had it's in the area after Thyrios. If
Cool. Shoot.
That's all right. It's nothing major. I wanted to go back to Arzetus, where the orphanage was. I actually don't know if it's there. Because I wanted to see if could learn anything there, because I don't remember much before being there, so it might give me help with figuring out how to break whatever curse is on Mel and I.
Well, I think
That's a very good idea.
There after.
The
Like, we
only
don't really
concern
have any plans, do we?
No, the only concern I have, though, is you were hunted out of there, and whilst we know the story now, be a bit reticent about perhaps stirring up a nest of eventual paladin.
Yes, of course. I just
But
wanted
I
to,
think it's a very good idea.
Yeah, and she does also say... Who would she say it to? I don't know. She probably has a good memory. She'll say something like, and didn't Akari say that Eliza person was there in Arzetus? The bard who
Is that
might know...
sorry?
The bard who might know about the devil stuff.
Okay. Possibly. You seem to remember that better than I, so I'll say yes.
I thought you were the wizard.
I am the wizard, but I don't think I wrote that down for some reason. So yes, okay, that sounds a good idea. I think that if we can, could you bring up the world map again, please? God.
Layla pulls out the
I
map.
was gonna say, can you just show me the map again?
Yeah.
Like,
So oh right, it's literally just straight north. So if we kind of,
it would be over the mountains, but
would there be here to where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
Is that slightly less mountainous path between?
That is a gap
Spellbound Wood and
through.
Arzetus?
That is a gap
Okay.
through the mountains. Yeah.
Okay. Would that be a thing we could do then? From Thyrios through the Spellbound Woodlands, and then, or to the Spellbound Woodlands, then through the mountainous gap, through Arzetus, and then on to Pastures Anew from there. Because I have a teleportation circle location for
Thyros.
Thyros. But I can't use that spell yet, so.
It was just a suggestion that it was just an idea I had when we were.
On
It's a good
this
idea, thank you.
on this map, by the way, what is the Fang of New Beginning? Should we go there? That sounds interesting.
What?
I'll wait to see if anyone knows anything about that before I
Fangs
speak.
of New Beginnings. Bear with me.
Fang of New
Very
Beginning.
top.
Let me have a look.
On the
I'm
world
just
map.
going to do
It's
a
cold
search
enough
for
here. I really don't want to get up on top of a mountain.
The Fang of New
Please?
Beginnings is actually weirdly temperate for the sort of location it's in. It's
Karim was there, where the
Karim was there.
Yeah. Karim was there, and that's where the snake up stuff.
Yeah, it's where the snake people who are linked to Alboros are.
Yeah, so that may be actually good input. Because they may be able to give us.
You get a gold star.
Buddy, here's a gold star. Yeah. Because we could perhaps learn more about the. It's very good. Yes, but here you go. He pulls out the secret gold star tracker he has for everyone and puts Sidon's first gold star on there.
How many demerits does Sidon have?
No, he had lots of silver stars. Like he tries hard. But the Fang,
A lot of
that
D pluses.
yeah. Yeah, that could be interesting. Okay, well that was it. So we wing our way gently north, and if we get bored of travelling from Arzetus, we can speed it up and get to Thyrios, and then head further north, and then we could, as we learn more, we can make further, more detailed plans.
Anyway.
Yeah, because it's gonna take some time to just get up there.
Obviously, you guys are talking about world traveling later on, but I will ask: is there anything specifically you're doing this evening? It's probably about 9 p.m. at this point. Some people who are around are starting to get ready to, settle down before likely traveling in the morning.
What's Kyrian up to?
You can see that all of the Southern Horizon are currently around their own campfire, just like eating a meal before, likely going to camp.
Yeah, and I just want to ask all of you, like, why are you sharing your fucking life story with these people? We have met them for like a couple of hours tops. And
they were
just
very
splitting your fucking. I have done this, and this.
In our defense, they were very open to us. It caught us off guard, so we just thought we had to
Okay, so
reciprocate.
what do you know about this Kyrian guy?
He has a
Likes to
big
fight.
chopper.
Yeah, you know
And he
3
wants to
things
spar.
about him.
Yeah, but
3
he's
things
not the
about
person
him.
I'm
And you
not.
shared your fucking life story with
I'm
him.
not
Come
sharing my
on.
life story with him.
Like, I'm not gonna say, like, don't talk to them, but come on. Everything. You can even say that we have a fucking wagon and they're gonna, like, rob us or something.
I don't think we done about the wagon.
No, I know, but that's next on your fucking list to talk about because you have said everything else.
I'm not told him everything. I'm not
No,
actually
maybe
spoken
you
to him
have kept
properly.
out the part where you fucked the demon, but yeah, sure.
I
So
think
come
I
on,
may have
guys,
dropped
speak
that
to
one
him.
in fairness. I probably did bring that up.
I think Archon said it to Leah.
Yeah, there we
in-
have it.
Well,
It's
apologies,
even
yeah,
out there. What the fuck?
It's kind of fair enough, yes. But the reason I mentioned it was because at the moment we not quite sure what's happening, and the best way to get information is to share information. So I thought if we were free offering it, they may be free offering it.
And I will say a couple of them were very free offering it. Their cleric just like gave us everything, and so that's why I just sort of thought I needed to reciprocate to her. She,
Yeah,
like-
now Cass hates her, so...
yeah.
Yeah, what did you think of her,
Yeah,
Cass?
so that's-
I have not spoken to the cleric because I was warned that she doesn't like arcane casters, so I thought best keep my head low. One cleric to another. There. What did you think?
Cass is very angrily mixing and cutting stuff for her world famous curry. Like,
Half nine? Jesus.
After the night, yeah. Well, it needs to
prep.
soak up the
Meal
boulders for the
prep.
next
Meal
day.
Yeah,
That's
it's prep for the
cooking.
morning.
Yeah, it's meal prep. Well, to be fair, the cleric did say that like she could probably beat us all in a fight. Like
Really?
they said that their team was stronger than our team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty much. She basically said if we came to blows, they would win.
Interesting.
Let's
Yes,
just say
interesting.
we don't hope it come to that then. And just
Yeah.
leave it there.
Well,
Okay, I mean,
you
I
say
don't
that,
think
but
that
Kyrian
quite
did
true,
offer a sparring session.
Yeah, but that's
Would you-
sparring, that's not beating each other up.
That's not a fight, yeah.
It depends how. Depends. You can do hard sparring or soft sparring.
Well, surely at that point it is just a fight there, right?
Some spars are fights. You know.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. I mean, if you would like to
Fuck's sake,
test
I'm
their
so funny in my head.
yeah, if you want to test their skills, then it would. If it is going to come to a fight between the two teams, then it would be interesting to see what they're capable of. However, on the flip side, it does show our hand slightly.
What? Ultron, you spoke to their fire puncher, right?
Yes, I did. Their name, I can't remember right now, but if you give me a
If you
moment, I will find
scroll
it.
up half a second in the.
You mean
Yeah, that's
the
not
big
happening.
ass picture that's in the chat?
Yes, it's just absolutely not happening. Furus.
Paris.
Ferris.
Furus.
Okay.
Furus, yes.
It's not even.
Fur boy.
You're blind again.
Furus, yes.
Ferris. So he so what's his deal? How is
he seems like yourself to pride himself on his physical ability, but where he found he was lacking, he seems to have made some kind of arrangement. I don't know if I wrote the specifics of. He has. My notes literally say Ferris. He's edgy. He's some like packed channel hellfire through his kitty cat claws.
Okay, so because when he was described to me as a guy who uses fire and strikes in unarmed melee combat, all I could think was this man stole my entire flow bar for bar. So I kind of wanted to like test the waters with him and try to see if I could get him in a fight. And I also want to talk to him about making a pact with a Hellfire, and
surely you don't want to make a Hellfire pact.
No, I've got Celestial Fire.
We've had this conversation before, right?
No. I've got Celestial Fire. I just want to see how
you getting strange deja vu here.
Yes.
Well, I just want to see.
So
Basically, I want to see that this guy has come from an area. He's kind of like me if I didn't leave the service of the demon. You know? Obviously, his is more devil, but they're both fiends, so it's close enough.
I'm adding one to the tally.
There's a tally.
Yep. Just you wait. James, you and James are going to take so much damage.
It's when we misgender somebody.
They will roll a d6 and you will take that damage and like karma.
Don't worry, I've got karma points.
I don't think if we did get a Jennifer Ferris, I
No, it is here. It was for the devil demon thing.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I was...
Galilee, the wizard, very interesting, very forthcoming with information. However, her powers seem to be quite mysterious. Very interesting conversation.
One of the things I kind of didn't understand is if they have a cleric who is so adamantly against arcane casters, why does she travel around with a wizard? I know they probably don't talk, and I mean, if I was like a rider betting man, I would say an enemy to lovers trope incoming. But
I didn't ask because I felt it was none of my fucking business. But also, I got the impression that they perhaps knew each other from beforehand, though I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Or maybe the wizard was part of the team that rescued her from these arcane casters who'd kidnapped her. And I mean, talking about coming to blows, I did think of interesting ways to reduce the threat from both of them. Galilei has this prism that floats along. She controls it with telepathy. I tried to manipulate it using, not telepathy, telekinesis. And I tried to manipulate it using my own telekinesis, and it kind of backfired, gave me a bit of a nosebleed. I'm fine, thank you for asking. But I thought if that's her arcane focus, as my book is, or my quill, we could reduce her effectiveness by taking the bag of holding and snaffling the prism into the bag of holding and closing it, thus removing it from this plane of existence, preventing her from casting spells through it. I thought that was quite an
do you know
one.
that her?
No, not for sure, but you know.
Well, what if it's what if that prism that you said when you tried to manipulate it blew your brain out?
I didn't say that. I said it gave me a nosebleed.
An aneurysm is basically blowing your brain out. Let's be honest.
Tomatoes matter.
Well, no, also, but I'm not manipulating the prism. I'm taking something else and putting it over the prism, and then it becomes inert in the demiplane.
What I'm saying is, what if its power source is enough to break the demiplane? My point is, what if it like explodes the bag of holding? And then
it would evacuate itself into the astral realm and it would be lost forever.
Yeah, but what if it like explodes the bag of holding
with all of your stuff,
along with everything else? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but what if it runs the bag of holding and it creates like
it wouldn't be because it's not within the bag of holding. The bag itself is separate to what's inside the bag. It's a completely different thing. So the bag of holding is just. How to explain a demiplane? Oh my goodness, this is really complicated. So it's more of a portal. That the mouth of the bag, think of it as a doorway. The bag itself is just the door well, and what's on the other side of the bag is in a completely different place. So it could blow up there and not affect the outside of the bag whatsoever. So if there was an explosion in there, it would maybe come out of the mouth of the bag, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. However, I hadn't really thought about it because I didn't realise we were about to come to blows. And for the cleric, this, I mean, perhaps, you know... So she said that she was troubled by these memories of her being captured by these arcane casters. And I thought to myself, well, if it came to it, we could disable her by I could cast an illusion of her being trapped and tortured by those arcane casters. But again, it's just an idle thought. I'm not about to do it. But I thought, it'd be
did
pretty,
actually.
pretty
We mentioned that we had a couple of arcane casters with her, and she did say, "Don't let them go in. Don't go over to her. She might punch me."
Yeah, so I didn't. This is it. It's
Yeah,
just, I thought stay way clear.
Did you really? I just have to wrap my head around that for 1 second. That's why I just had to do the same way. Did you really just propose torture? Not hypothetically. Did you hypothetically propose torturing that woman's men?
If it came down to a fight to the death.
What he did is he hypothetically just talked about triggering her PTSD in the middle of a fight.
Yes. to remove
you just
her from
do
her
that
friends.
sometimes?
No, I'm not about to do it. If she was there saying, I'm going to beat up and kill all of your friends, I mean, surely by that point, all of the discussions off the table, it becomes a case of neutralizing that threat. And rather than killing her, I would prefer to just neutralize her. So scaring her away would be presumably a more effective way of doing it than launching spell after spell after spell at her. I thought it's more humane. Perhaps I was wrong. But...
Seeing an insect or being on a high cliff is triggering someone's fear. What you're proposing is worse than that. I'm just gonna say.
I haven't done it, right? It was an idle thought. I'm not about to do it.
No, I know. It's a hypothetical,
question.
but still.
Serious question. Does Periphalon have a version of the Geneva Convention?
Geneva Convention?
Probably not.
It's fine then.
Yeah. I mean, the alternative is if it came down to it would just be a throwing spells at each other thing. I don't think that's the best way of dealing with someone personally. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just thinking quick and effective ways of dealing with people. And trapping person in a nightmare. Yes, it's a bit extreme.
God, the spell wasn't good.
Perhaps I need to reconsider it. I don't know. I mean, the alternative is just batter her to death with a blunt object.
My best.
I mean,
can I just say, I'm glad that this is Archeron's first thought when meeting new people.
This is James's first thought. Archeron, as I mentioned in the individual chat, he thinks very, very quickly. James needs a bit more of a run-up. So the thoughts that James has in the week, like Archeron has within seconds. But yeah, so I mean, alternatively, we could just not fight.
Yeah, that's also an option.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else you guys are doing before resting? Because obviously you can rest in the wagon, or you could whatever. It doesn't really matter.
I think we should rest out here to prove that the wagon's actually not magical.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
So are we at obviously it's coming on to winter. Are we near a mountainous region itself, or are we in a plains or what?
This is a plain, hills with with clusters of trees and stuff.
Okay. Are there any are there any areas of exceptional natural prettiness? With good views and vistas.
I would say there would be definitely around the area. I'm trying to think of anything
like a hilltop, like a small clearing between two trees, and you can gaze out over the land below. Okay.
Something like that, or that'd be obviously you're near a river, probably further down. That'd be a nice sort of creek area with whatever he says. Trying to think of natural.
Yeah. Archeron's going to put some graft in with Mal. So he can get her to go to a secluded, not maybe secluded, but a quieter area to look out over the niceness.
Niceness.
The niceness.
Yeah. Do you want to up here, or do you want me to just say yes?
You want to up here?
I mean, not particularly, but if you have something you want to say.
No, not really. So he's gonna say, "Oh, I'm going to go gather some firewood. Would anyone like to join me?" Whilst looking directly at someone, directly at her. Would you care to join me? Kind of thing.
Sorry, this is just. I just want to say, can you just make me a charisma, any charisma check? Just because you as Archer, you as James, know she's oblivious.
This is not a charisma check. This is a risk check.
I just want to see how long it takes for her to catch
Archer
on.
has no proficiencies in charisma and has a flat 10 to charisma.
Yep.
So
I just want to see how long it takes for her to catch up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for persuasion because it is persuasion.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Three.
what?
On that. 3.
It takes.
I pressed it once and it rolled it 6
You know
times.
what? I'll say it takes like a good 3 tries for you to go like, I'm collecting firewood.
Oh,
Does anyone
Yeah,
wanna?
this is so heavy. Can somebody help Sidon stand up? Sidon, sit down.
Do you wanna? Okay. I love how you got in my brain right there, Andres. You knew exactly what I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's like no. Oh, tell you, I wish there's a big, strong paladin to help me with these. Mel, would you care to come for a walk?
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was looking at
doing my
this guy.
Sudoku.
I was doing the crossword.
Well, I can help you with that. Bring it with you. I can help. So yeah, he's gonna then go
as they walk away. It's like that was awkward.
Everyone's cringing. Everyone disliked that. These horses,
Yes.
are they the rival party's horses, or are they people?
You would get the sense that they probably are the rival party's horses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why?
I was gonna try and go for a ride on the horses.
If
Wait.
you want a horse, you can borrow a horse for an hour.
Yeah, but if she's riding it and she gets carried away and just like rides off into the fucking sunset, and then the horse poofs out of existence, she's gonna fall on her ass.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it gently fades away. It doesn't just.
Yeah, I know, but she
completely
still
be-
doesn't know where she is.
Yeah, it's like an hour away by horse. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm halfway to Thyrios at that time. Nothing then?
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to go over and talk to Kyrian.
Mhm.
If anyone wants to see us duke it out, you're more than
Not
welcome
this
to.
time, surely.
Kyrian!
I'm a drink first. You hear from Archer as he walks away.
Okay, I'm gonna go and sleep. Can someone wake me up when you're starting fighting them for real?
Uh-huh.
Good night.
Wait, no, either when Sidon's dead or.
Wake me up before we go.
Yeah, basically.
I was thinking
My
that
brain
in
went to
essence, and I
before
was-
September ends.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was definitely trying to think of a way to get like, bring me to life.
Oh, Kyrian!
Oh
He's
Jesus!
That's
there like
like-
twirling his
That
hair.
was creepy. I just want everyone
was
to
awful.
know how I thought
Yeah,
about that. You see
I hated
Kyrian, you see Kyrian look like he was like sitting on a rock or something. He looks over and like raises an eyebrow like what the fuck? You also see Leah as you do like the creepy sound. She like looks, you see her eyes like glow in the dark like a cat. And she just like
I make eye contact with Kyrian and I just sort of crack my knuckles.
Sexual tension.
You mentioned something about sparring earlier. You want to go? Let's go.
Fight me.
Fight
Come on,
him or
fuck
kiss
it,
him.
fight me.
Just-
Okay. 1 second. He just like he goes and like puts on the armor he just took off.
No, keep it off.
Ugh.
No, he has to put the armor on. It's a matter of principle.
Hey, maybe we should take our clothes off so we don't get them sweaty. How about that?
Yeah.
I've got this oil so that we don't get like friction burn from each other's skin. Come here,
Take
buddy.
off this loincloth as well.
Let me rub the oil into your chest.
Oh no, you don't have sunscreen in your ass crack. Let me fix it.
Oh, great.
Just gonna pause for a second. I almost died then. Yeah. So you see Kyrian like walks up, with like he's like obviously the sword's like wrapped in like a cloth, but he's like you know holding it because he can't.
Rock hard.
God. And he stands in front of you, and says, "Okay, what did you want to? You wanted to spar?"
All out, no hold barred. Obviously, no killing. Nothing below the belt. Injuries are permitted, but no lethal blows. Okay. Them's the ground.
Okay.
Let's go.
Does that mean you can cut your arm off?
I
Not
said
lethal.
no lethal blows.
It's not lethal if you patch
It's
it
not
up.
lethal.
If you patch it up.
I'm just going to stand on the side in case something goes horribly wrong.
So as you prepare to what is here's a question. What is Sidon's like stance when he prepares to fight? And is he using the spear or is he punching?
Rock
He'll be punching. So he
Okay.
like pulls out the spear and just does a flourish with it and stabs it in the ground.
Mm.
And he just sort of takes a stance, and as he takes his stance, so he puts his two fists up, and as he does, you
Puts
see
them up where?
the glow of his key activate around his fist.
Mm.
And so his fists are covering his head. He's got his elbows in a position where they can easily strike out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just in this really good sort of Muay Thai stance.
Okay. I put into general the gif of the stance that Kieran takes. He like gets close to the ground, but holding
That'd be in the Dragon
sword
Knight.
with both hands. And
Does he
what
actually
I-
have his? I know I'm not there, but does he have his sword like unsheathed, or is it within
Yeah.
the sheath?
unsheath.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
So instead, no holding back.
Okay.
And you can't do any damage if there's no. Well, you can, but it's not
He's not using protection. He's going raw dogging it.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Let's go!
I'm not going to do a full fight because that might take a while.
Yeah, obviously.
But I just want to see. Can you roll initiative?
Yes.
Oh.
16.
He rolled higher.
Yeah.
So I would say as he's like sword back, close to the ground. He. This is weird. It's actually very similar to Sidon's one-on-one. The first session we did. He sort of like prepares and would his first move would just be like a few steps forward. Does Greatsword have reach? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I was just double checking. He would take steps forward and sort of like looks for weaknesses in your stance. And I'm just gonna I'll do the first round just to see, and then I'll do a roll afterwards to see how the rest goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll make his first attack 25 to hit.
That will hit.
And I'm just I haven't. This is a bit of a weird stat block. I made it 3 weeks ago. I'm just double looking at it. Yeah. So as he hits, it does. Oof, big roll.
I'm going to deflect attacks.
Okay.
Which works on melee damage now because
Okay.
2024 monk. Oh, I min rolled it. 13.
Great.
13. So
Yep.
you do take 3 points of damage. And as he hits, you see. Yeah. So how do you deflect most of it?
So what he'll do is as he comes in,
Mm.
it's almost as if his stance shifts into this much more loose stance as he brings his hand up to block the sword and push it offside, meaning the blade of the sword actually digs into the palm of his hand to cut it for that free damage, and he just moves it down to strike the ground next to him.
So you manage to. So what I think not confuses, but what happens is you do that deflect, and as he goes, you sort of palm it to get it to move the sword down. He pulls the sword back, which slices up your hand. And as he does, you watch as he mutters something in what languages? Just I don't know.
Celestial, Common, and Primordial.
Okay. He mutters something in a language you don't understand. And you watch as the part of the blade that sort of impacted Sidon's hand glows with a I will use the word primordial, but not the language. That ancient sort of blue ice. And as it cuts back, can you make me a con save?
Yes. Big money, no whammies. Yikes, that's 10.
You gain 1 point of exhaustion.
Oof. Ooh, thank God we're going to bed in a minute.
And then he makes his second attack with a strike sort of up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Don't you get some sort of
Sword itself, is the sword itself magical? Or is the
Sword itself is
pattern-
magical. I think when you did detect magic, I said sword itself is magical.
Yeah, sorry.
And then I assume 25 hits.
25 does hit, yep.
And he then does that slash up. And you take 15 points of piercing plus 1d6 cold from the exhaustion.
Okay.
You've used your reaction, haven't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. For the,
Yeah, for deflect. And then he sort of takes 2 steps back, goes into that same pose, and that is the end of his turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as he lands that and sort of like falls back slightly, and you can see with the exhaustion hitting him, he just sort of rights himself, and what he will do is take stock of it, change his sort of stance slightly, and the key in his fist would actually die down a bit as his legs begin to glow, as he's moved the key towards his legs a bit more, and he just sort of begins to bounce slightly on his toes before sprinting forward, trying to land a jumping kick. Force damage, 13.
13
probably misses.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So as he hits the armor and bounces off it, because he didn't use a lot of movement, he'll move, staying in melee range, behind him.
Yeah.
And try and land another kick with force damage.
Go for it.
Oh my god, my rolls today, man!
So with that 13, you miss and you just go to turn around. However, as you do, what Kieran does is you watch he turns to meet you. And as he does, that bit of ice, like from the blade, which is still coated in that sort of blue energy, as he turns, it makes the floor slightly icy, which causes you to slip and miss the attack.
As he slips, almost like teleported, he'll zip behind him again, bounce off. It's almost like his key is making him glow and just sort of like in a golden blur, just bouncing off into different positions. And he will flurry of blows to land another 2. Come on, big money, no whammies. You have got to be kidding
Oh my
me.
god! What he does with that one is, as you sort of turn around and go to it for another attack, he just uses the sword and just like holds like the flat end of the sword and pushes you away.
Yeah. And 5, 10.
Bookie said no killing, right?
Yep. And for the final hit, he just sort of spins around
final
for a
attack.
Final attack, yeah. He spins around for a roundhouse to actually try and land a hit. You gotta be kidding.
Oh my god,
Bloody
Pete.
Jesus.
Christ.
13, 10, 9, 11.
As you
I'm
go
hero
to make...
pointing it.
Okay, go for it.
Hold on, how many hero points do I have left?
I think you have all of them. Maybe
It's
you
only
just-
me who's
I'm-
wasted them.
I'm double hero pointing it.
I've
I'm
used it.
putting it into a crit.
Oh, Matt used a few, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm double hero pointing it. I'm turning it into a crit.
Okay,
He silvery bombs it.
imagine. Slap.
He's
Oh,
going
can
out
you
of my
really
pen
do
album.
that?
You
Like,
can't
use
quit.
2 hero points to crit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but yeah, sure.
So this is force damage, 2d8. I'm so it's 2d8 plus 4. I'm also going to add in my Agent of Order feature. Now, question with the
Okay.
Agent of Order feature:
Yeah.
does that die get increased as well?
God, what is it currently?
So the Agent of Order feature, Stasis Strike, once per turn, when you damage a creature, usually within 60 feet of yourself, you can deal an extra 1d8 force damage. So does that get increased by the crit as
I will
well?
say I will. Oh yes, it would. Yeah, it would get doubled.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it'll be another 2.
Nice.
And can I also add in my pushing attack at the same time as well, or am I only allowed to?
I would say technically you could have, but you have to say it before the attack. Remember?
Oh, I have to say it before the attack.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Do I need to make a save for that? It's like a con
it's-
strength.
I'm just reading it now. It is a DC 15. Where is it? Must see the DC 15 Wisdom save.
Wisdom. That's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
13. Here we use Indomitable and try and reroll it.
Mhm.
21. Wow.
Okay. That's fine. So what happens is after Sidon bounces all around in a new stance that he has never used before, which is why his attacks just aren't truly connecting. He managed to right himself and spin and land this final roundhouse kick. And what happens is the key wrapped around his leg sort of explodes out, whipping him with the extra force damage as the sort of golden tendrils tried to wrap itself around him to restrain him before breaking off when he uses his Indomitable.
I picture that gold to look like almost like Wonder Woman's lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is 25 plus 4.
That's good, yeah. 29 points.
29 points, yeah.
What is Sidon's current hit points?
53.
53 out of
72.
72.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just trying to gauge the best way to, because I'm not going to do the rest of the fight because that'll take a while. I'm trying to figure out the best way to see who wins. Okay, can you? Let me just remember.
There's no winners in sparring.
Well, to see who.
There are winners
You know.
in sparring.
Okay, can
Con
Sorry.
Con save, see if they can keep going.
No, because I want to do it a little bit based on the damage they just took. So yeah, can you, Pete, roll me a d20 plus. I will say you roll a d20 plus 4. I'll roll a d20 plus 6 because he is on more health than you are.
Okay.
And that will just determine who wins.
My God, my rolls are
So,
cursed today.
15. Yeah. So it.
I was going to say, actually, you didn't even need to put the plus 6.
That's true. It's fine. So yeah, it does go on for a little bit, and there are points where it gets pretty close. Where I'm not gonna, I won't say you gain more points of exertion because that's just mean. But over the however long it takes, you do. I'm trying to figure out whether I say if you learn anything about Kirian's kit. Yeah, I will say there is one point where he sort of before he goes to attack you, he sort of like you did with the spear where you flourished it and like pushed it into the ground, you know. He does a similar thing with the sword. However, as he does, runes sort of impact the ground and a ice spike shoots up right below you, which does a little bit of damage to you at one point. However, it is a dex save, so you probably would have succeeded it, but it's fine. And yeah, you sort of learn stuff like that. I'll say the other thing you learn is that his sword can also do all of its damage as cold, if it wants to. Things like that. But I'll say that's it, and in the end, he does win, but it's relatively close. He looks pretty like beat up by the end of it. And he does like, once you are knocked down, probably not knocked out, but he will like put a hand on him and say, get up.
Fair play. Oof.
I did warn you.
Yeah, you did. I'm trying something new.
Use the spear next time. Might have been helpful.
Maybe, but fighting with a weapon is also new for me.
Felt like I did it since the day I was born. Well, you look tired, and honestly, I am as well. So, go away.
Piss off.
Do either of you need healing or want healing?
No, it'd be
You could take a
fine.
long rest in a minute.
Yeah,
aren't
that's a long rest. But I'll say, conveniently, at a similar time, if a little bit later, Mel and Artron come back. And unless there's any final things you want to do.
How did it go?
I'll say you found a spot near, sort of by the river, slightly further down, with in like a clearing, with a bit of a hill, so you can look up at the stars, because it is, winter. I'm gonna roll a dice. Hold on. Oops, didn't want to do the town order.
We're fighting.
4. Never mind. I was gonna say something if I rolled high enough. But yeah, it's a nice night, and I would say it probably went pretty well. You know, bit of discussion. You helped her with the crossword. And yeah, you learned that she's probably a bit nervous about what's gonna happen just in general. And yeah.
It's like 4 across, 7-letter word describing the force exerted if you press 2 objects together, and there's a moment, and Archon's like, tension. She's like, oh yeah, tension first. I was like,
Tension's the right word there.
Well, tension's a 7-letter word. I
Well
don't know.
done. Well done, James.
There are a lot of 7-letter words now I think about it.
There's
anyway,
at least
yeah.
7 of them.
There's at least 7. There's at least one of them, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, you'll return, and I assume, as I speak slowly, that you will take a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Sidon.
And just to be clear, that exhaustion level gets removed.
Yes, it gets
after
removed,
long rest?
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I wouldn't have done that if it didn't. I would have just been mean. Just back up. Cool. And you wake up in the morning, and you would see that let me just back in up all of this. Do I want to? Doesn't matter too much. You can see that the Silent Horizon are getting ready to go. They're like packing up their stuff. They're getting ready with the horses, and all their tents have been packed, and they are sort of. Yeah, what I'll say is, at some point, as you guys are also waking up, Kyrian will walk over to you guys, and he'll say, "So you said you're heading to Thyrios, all of you."
Yes?
yeah.
We have a wagon and stuff. We might be a bit behind you, but we'll be around if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could we meet up for I don't know the route. Is there another place to rest? Or would
You went. You're very muffled, James.
I'll try and get your head out of your pillow.
Very rude of me. He closes his book and puts it down. Addresses him clearly with clear words. I don't know the route very well. Is there a place, another place where we would stop before we reach Thyros?
It'd be at least another day. There'd be at least one more night, unless you guys were to
Yes.
go straight through the night. But
No. Would you like to camp in the same place again? Strength in numbers. A nice place to. I don't know.
Kieran says.
I don't know. Yeah.
Kieran says, "Yeah, I don't mind. Might be easier."
Yes. Well, if we're ahead of you, then we'll find a spot and we'll get the campfire roasting. And if Sidon finds any small game, I'm sure he'll remind us that he can hunt it. Squirrels for everybody.
Look, I'm just saying, rabbit is a very tender meat. It's great for stews.
Yes, but you can't just eat rabbit.
No, but you can also eat foxes if you want. I mean, the meat's kind of gamey for foxes, but
Anyway, moving
That's
on.
like a predator hunting a predator. It's fun.
You collect any stuff that you brought out, and you will pile into the clown car, the dev wagon. And because just imagine from the outside, you have no idea what's happening, and then 8 people walk out of a tiny like car, and you're like, what the fuck? So it's like
It's a clown car.
It's a clown car, yeah. But you sort of, get ready, and you sort of, we'll say about 9, half 9, 10-ish, you set off for the day. Let me look at
whilst this doesn't require us to stop, this can happen whilst we're moving.
Mhm.
So obviously Archeron summons the Phantom Steed, make sure that it's attached and all that. Before we set off, there's one thing Archeron's going to do. He's going to use some of his alchemy kit to set up a small vial, like a wide-bottomed vial with a liquid that stains the side of the vial. Like it's like an ink. Say you just use an ink, and he puts paper in the vial, so it's around, and he makes sure before he changes the color so it will stain. He's going to tell everyone that if they can, please don't touch this, and then he's going to go outside and he's going to start driving the horse, and he's going to purposefully pick a bumpy road. For a while, so that the cart is being jostled, because it's just him. He will tell everyone what the plan is, and when it comes to resummoning the horse, what he's going to do is he's going to go inside and he's going to check to see if the bottle has sprayed water up the side, see if the equilibrium outside the demiplane matches the inside.
Okay.
So if we flip the cart over, is it fun with portals, or is the entrance always
That's interesting.
So if I was,
I
so I
see
just
what you mean.
understand it.
I would say,
Ultra said not to touch it. Shall I touch it?
oh God. Assuming that
Do
no
not
one
touch it.
assuming that no one touches it, I will say that there is no movement inside the demiplane.
Perfectly. Okay, well, that's really good. Okay, thank you. That's all. So I would explain what I was doing. It's just please don't.
Yes.
Glaring at the side, and please do not drink this. It's ink.
It's pure ink.
Simon, Ultron comes back in, and you just see Simon holding it. No,
He looks at it he's actually been staring at it the entire time. Woo, can you roll me a d20?
I can do that. D20, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
13? Cool. It is a nice day's travel. As you are going, you can sort of see anyone, who looks around wherever you stop or anything. You can see that, maybe half a mile behind or something, the Silent Horizon with their wagon. They have 2 horses in a larger wagon. Obviously, they don't have a cool one. But they are behind you, and they are, slowly sort of making their way. They don't seem to be in any rush. But the day is nice. You can sort of see, looking north towards where Thyrios and the mountains are, that there is that sort of faint clouds coming in. You guess that maybe in the next few days there will be some snow. It's sort of hard to tell how heavy the snow will be, but it definitely looks like at some point soon there will be at least some snow. Let me just move.
I hope that everyone brought their clothes for colder climate.
I forgot the mittens.
So what about you, Sidon?
I'm fine. I warm myself with natural musk and body heat.
Oh my God.
That sounds really gross.
Awful for
Dave's
everybody
gonna
else to share
actively
us.
gag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Throw myself out of the demiplane regardless.
You fall into nothing.
I prefer this.
The horse just goes on without you.
Just no clipping.
But yeah, you sort of, as you're sort of planning on setting down for the evening, you sort of can see, a few 100 feet ahead of you is a the river, which would be this river here. Which there is, a number of bridges. There's definitely a bridge where you are, where this path is going to get over towards Thyrios. But if everything goes well, tomorrow,
Yeah, because I'm
then-
guessing this is a road we're traveling on.
yes.
Yeah.
And if everything goes well tomorrow, then you should probably be in Thyrios by about if you set off at like the same like 9ish, you probably in Thyrios about 5 p.m. Because it isn't too far at this point. It's about 30 or so miles, which is less than the horse can do in a day.
So whoever's gonna roll for tomorrow, don't fuck it up.
I don't know if it's going to be me, but just on the in case, I will try. My rolls have been cursed.
I assume...
Let me roll.
No, you already rolled.
Matt, no.
I assume you all already you have nothing to do in that evening.
I do want to have the Silent Horizon made camp with us.
Yeah, sort of about half an hour later, they trot up and they do like they have like they're a little bit farther away, but you know they share like a campfire and stuff.
Oi! How's your road travel?
Son's telling him to like a
British tourist anywhere.
He's like an airport dad. Yeah.
So how was your journey? Probably the exact same as yours, just 10 minutes slower.
Yeah. You know what?
I can see Sidon growing like that suburban dad mustache.
Oh God. As you
The
say, how's your
grill dad.
journey? You know what, James? I'm gonna steal it. Leah says the exact thing you just said.
Yeah, air high five.
She goes, probably about the same as yours was, just a little bit behind.
Yeah. I'm sure that you have a cozy cupboard, cozy cart too. I assume.
Sidon, no. Just shush.
Leah says it's not too bad. Not for me, I don't mind.
What's the area like where we're camping? Is it more plains now? Is it more open plains?
Yeah, it's definitely more open plains. Open plains with like hills and stuff, because this entire area is like sort of, I don't know the best way to describe it, hills with grass and occasional bits of trees. You can see the river sort of further on, a good mile or so. You can definitely hear it. You see the woods to like your west. About a day or so, you can see like the edges of the trees in the dark.
So as we are as we setting up the campsite and stuff, ready to like make meals, well before at least a few hours before we're ready to go to bed, Archon's going to go over to Maeve, and he'll have just summoned his spiritual his phantom horse, and hand her a scroll for Phantom Steed, so she can have a 2-hour ride.
She's not going to say anything. She's just going to give him a hug.
Enjoy.
Thank you. And then on the horse, and she's gone.
Ah!
Ghost Rider, bitchin'.
Literally Ghost Rider. Oh my
having,
God!
Like an egg timer, and like when this chimes, you need to go back.
Yeah. Well, it says it very gently, like you don't fall off, but when she when it kind of vanishes and she gently is brought to a stop, and then she kind of floats to the ground, she's like, right, about turn, rip back on the horse.
And while she's on the ride, is there anything specifically she like looks out for or does?
So how long would you say it is before everyone starts going to bed?
I mean, James said about.
I said
2 or 3
specifically you've got
hours.
plenty of time,
Yeah.
but it's only basically you've got an hour away. Well, you've got 2 hours worth of horse split into 2-hour long things, so you don't have to use that right now. Basically, so you would know that I can write these scrolls really quick, but I've only got 400 gold's worth of paper, and that's like 75 gold's worth of that paper gone, like for that. So you can either hold on to it or use it another time, or it's completely up to you what you want to do with it, basically. But you would have 2 hours of horse, or 1 hour of horse, and then another hour of horse at another time.
And I'm wondering, like, how well would she know the area here?
I would say in the dark, probably not very well. Like, she wouldn't probably get lost. But, like,
Is it actually the dark, though, or is it just sundown?
No, it'd be dark because it's winter, so it gets dark pretty early.
Oh,
It's
yeah, it gets dark. It's about 4 o'clock, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's probably like 6:30, 7ish at this point.
I thought this was meant to be Fantasy Greece, but instead we're in Fantasy England.
It still gets dark in Greece.
I know, but what about the
do
cold
you
as
mean?
well?
It's like I'm at home.
Night
but...
was discovered in England. It's only a British invention.
Yeah. They just
That's the daylight
put a
savings,
dome. It's like The Simpsons. But yeah, I mean, she would know the area enough to not get lost and stuff. But I mean, it's not that close to like where she grew up, so it's not like she knows it off by heart.
I think she's just going. This is like how some people will like sit in a dark room and put music on. This is that to her.
She listens to the Brave soundtrack while going. Do you go for the full 2, or do you like go about for an hour and then come back, or do you go like half an hour?
She'd probably go about 40 minutes out and then just like sit somewhere secluded.
So the horse will vanish.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
sit there for about half an hour and then get
Probably
the other horse.
sit somewhere near the river so she can like overlook it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I probably at this point you would be able to see the occasional, not the occasional, you'd be able to see like some of the lights from Thyrios. You're about 30 miles away, but it's dark with no light other than like there. So you'd probably be able to see, a little bit of it because it's a pretty big city. It's it's like it's the 3rd biggest in Arcadia. So yeah, you'd probably be able to, see it from however far away.
Yeah.
But yeah, you return. Is there anything you guys talk about while Maeve is having her Merida moment?
I was going to actually continue talking to the Silent Horizon a little bit and actually make conversation with Ferris.
Okay.
So
I would say you would notice his. Obviously, you knew he does fire thing. You would notice it first because when they sort of arrive, he helps like stoke the fire.
Yeah. So
Since I lost yesterday, can I find
No.
Round 2.
Your power. I was told you're more of a I don't know if martial art type is right. Is it martial arts you do, or is it another form of unarmed combat?
I mean, it's a little bit more animalistic than martial arts. Like I saw you fighting with Killian yesterday. It's a bit more wild. Would be the best way I would put it.
I appreciate it. Sounds interesting. And I just have to ask, your abilities. My friend told me it's Hellfire.
It is.
And how does one get into using Hellfire as a catalyst?
It's a gateway drug.
Yeah. He says, well, with a lot of trouble finding the scrolls or a way to contact them, and then probably getting banished from wherever you are. At least from my from what I've done.
So was it always the plan to work with a devil?
I mean, it wasn't always the plan, but I happened to find a communion stone, and it was useful in getting a message out. And I got an answer, and what can I say?
And just like, why?
I mean, who doesn't want at least a little bit of power, right?
I mean, I understand. I get it. I do. I almost made a similar type of deal, but it's just sometimes the cost is a bit too great. I know these bargains. Admittedly, the one I made a bargain with wasn't a devil; it was something else. But they take. Why would you want to risk that for power?
Well, sometimes. Well, in my case, I got bored with staying in the woodland, and I needed something a little bit out the box to give me a push to go. And I decided, well, when I found the stone, I decided why not.
I mean, for me, I actually understand if it wasn't for me meeting these guys and I got approached with this deal, I probably would have accepted it and just sort of went about my merry day. It was these guys that convinced me it was a bad course of action. I don't know the terms of your deal with your entity, but does your team agree with it?
I mean, they don't. I mean, the best way to put it is ambivalent. They probably wouldn't do it themselves, but it's not really an issue to them as long as I keep fighting, and I'm happy to keep fighting.
Well, that is rather interesting. I will say, since I broke the pact I had made, I did find a new catalyst. And if the cost ever gets too great, sometimes power has a way of finding you, but in the right way. I know that sounds ass backwards, but it does. If you just think about it, you know, like sometimes.
I mean, I will think about it, but I'm happy with where I am. I'm not.
I'm just saying, if the cost gets too great,
If the cost gets okay.
then well, sometimes you could get approached with another entity with a better offer. Just
Well, yes,
you
but
know.
then that just
Shop
seems
around.
complicated. That seems
Go come
complicated.
back. Go come back.
No? That seems complicated. No, may as well just. I'm happy
is.
with what I'm doing. I got the power I need to be useful. So,
Is it just being useful that you want the power for?
I mean, mostly I just wanted to break the mold a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I mean, I guess you do you. But if you end up working with a devil and we come to blows, I won't hesitate to actually drop you.
He goes, he thinks and holds his tongue and says, I'm
Likewise.
sure it will be a fight for the ages. I'd win.
Like, I had a sparring session with your man Kyrian last night,
And I mean, he beat you.
and
So.
he did beat me, and it was close. I think I landed as good as he gave. Is that right? Did I say that right?
You gave us wait.
Yeah, you see, it's on to, yeah, you see.
What's my character? What's this guy's intelligence? You wait. I actually don't know what
I
it
gave
is.
as good as I got.
That was it.
There we go.
God, the two brain cells between these characters.
Yeah.
And me, I honestly couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, I know. I completely lost it.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I gave as good as I got. Pretty sure one of my kicks actually hit hard.
Well done. Do you want a medal for one of your kicks hitting hard?
I'm just saying. But
Good for you.
between you and me, I was trying out something new. I was trying out a new stance. I was trying out my legs. My kicks have been a bit weak since I've changed my power set.
I don't want to say the words. He gestures down to his calves because that's really weird.
Yeah.
But you, I mean, if you scroll up in general, you see the full body image, the 3D model. He's got legs for days, and obviously he's got claws at the end of his. Yeah, he never skips leg day. And yeah, you would be able to tell, but obviously He's got claws, which would do damage. His kicks would probably hurt.
Yeah.
Claws plus fire plus carves for days. Yeah. I think that's the scientific way of saying it.
Well, anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, Ferris.
You too.
Adios, amigo.
Finger guns.
Yes, finger guns, yeah. Except he finger guns, and there's fire from his fingers because he has fire. No.
I pull out my second
God.
finger gun and light up a celestial bolt. Yeah, I can do it too.
Good for you. I don't.
I pull out my real gun and shoot him.
I get such second-hand embarrassment from saying.
No, I like
You're
to
not
think
even
that
there,
Maeve
you're
is
like,
like
you
sitting
foresaw
down
this
on
coming.
like.
Yeah.
No, Maeve is like sitting down on a tree trunk and like.
Maeve's not here.
Sudden urge to grow. Oh, she's here.
She's like 10 miles away, and all of a sudden she shudders. She's like, "Oh God, he's doing it. He's doing something."
Yeah.
Sneezes.
Oh god, he's trying to be social. Somebody help him.
Yeah, you picked. Ferris is also not social. But you'll return after, another probably half an hour or so. Maeve returns. And is there anything you're doing that evening, other than what has already been discussed?
Yeah, just one thing, and it's very quick. Whilst Maeve's off, that's going to sound really weird. I didn't do this to get rid of it. I gave it to give her because she clearly wants to get away and have like a horse girl moment.
Yeah.
Who am I to stop her? When she's off and she's been gone like half an hour or so.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this would happen as Sidon's walking off or after he's come back. However it works out, I would paraphrase. I would summarise the conversation that I'd had with her for those who, like me, hadn't picked up quite how anxious she was about going to press. I wouldn't go into specific details. I wouldn't really say she's really, really upset, but I would mention it in a way that hopefully the less oblivious of us would pick up that okay, someone's bringing this to our attention. It's not I'm not asking you to treat her with kids' gloves, but let's just be aware that Archer had been very guilty of this, that he thought it was like a bit of not a joke, but he wasn't at all concerned about going to see her mum. He was like, oh, let's not have Sidon wear shoes for a week kind of thing, and had taken it very unseriously, but hadn't quite realised how serious it was. How important it was, so he would just make sure that he wasn't the only person who'd misread that and was completely missing.
Yeah, just make sure everyone's on the same level about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she's always we don't need to make a big deal of it. Just hear the facts, yada yada yada, and I assume Cassian would know. I would also make sure that not direct this at Cass, but obviously her and Cass. I perceive them as becoming quite close very, very quickly, and being the only two girls in the group, just to make sure that she knew as well, she understood, and hopefully, because Archer's trying to give Cass as much space as she needs. He's not trying to bother her. He's not avoiding her. No way is he avoiding her, but he's definitely trying to give her space whilst she works things through. But he would hopefully that would impress upon her this how seriously it was taken.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cass is going to give a firm nod and get this sensitive look as she continues to eat her curry.
And yeah, as you're sort of talking about it with how would I say? I'm trying to figure out. I started speaking, then couldn't really decide what I was going to say. So I might.
Well, I imagine Nyx is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's what I was gonna say. My exact words are gonna be Nyx would say something, but I was trying to figure out what she would say.
She'd probably. I mean, I don't want to talk for your NPC, but she would probably back up everything.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Nyx would corroborate and maybe fill in. She wouldn't say too much, but she would definitely fill in some of the gaps that maybe you guys don't have.
I'm trying to not because you all heard the conversation. I imagine Archon was dancing around it a little bit, but I think because I genuinely forgot Nyx was there. Sorry, because I haven't spoken to her in a couple of weeks, in character. So, I think what he would have done is probably talk to her about it first. Yeah. So her and maybe her and Cassian actually, obviously because like probably knowing her the best and like the longest and kind of like physically close, whatever. Just like, right, okay, this is a conversation I'd had. So I've had to have this conversation with like someone's partner before, where I've like, okay, me and your girlfriend have had this conversation, just so you know, like,
yes, yeah,
I'm concerned.
The rundown.
Yeah. Here's his rundown, and this is what I'd like to do about it. It's a fucking tough conversation.
Yeah, Nix would probably just say something like, "Well, you just have to approach it carefully." I've met Samina, and she's well, she's not the nicest woman, as I'm sure you gathered. She never liked me very much.
Name, I think that's the first time I've heard it.
Samina, Samena.
Samina, and I'm assuming it's Samina
Nightshade.
Nightshade, yeah.
But yeah, she would say she's not the nice one. She never really liked me very much. But
oh, you're great.
Thank you. She like looks awkward as she says that. She says thank you, but is like cringing at herself, accepting the compliment. It's tough. I only saw it a few times when she was being really not nice to Maeve, but just be prepared for a conflict of interests.
How do you mean?
Well, she's never wrong, and I mean, I don't think she's gonna like us not telling her that we're all going to barge in, probably. So that'll be an interesting start.
Do you mean
Samina?
So, I mean, Samina can never admit to being incorrect or.
Yes, I mean she. It's tough. I don't really know how to.
In
her favor, and it's you can see it from the outside, but it's tough. She has a lot of masks, and I don't think I've ever seen them all come down, so I don't know what to really expect.
Well, all we can do is show support and be there for Maeve if she needs us. So,
also the house is very big. So,
am I still meant to be acting?
I think I would definitely actually wait for Sidon to come back before I.
No, yeah, everyone would be
yeah.
there at this point. Yeah, it'd be that time in between when Sidon came back and then before Maeve was back. Yeah.
Would I be acting like myself, or do you want me to be on my best behavior? I told Maeve I'll act extra, but
I mean, she's not, as I said, we don't need to treat her with kids' gloves. Maeve's a fully grown woman. It's just I wasn't aware how impactful it was, and I didn't want us going in treating it like a jolly old knees up when she's quite vulnerable. So you don't have to put on airs and graces. Just do what you think is right, and you know.
I mean, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Even if she told me to put airs and graces on, I wouldn't. I haven't with any other person we've met. To be fair,
I think what's most important is that we remember why we're there, and it's that Maeve is our friend. That's why we're there. We're there to support her.
Did Maeve tell us about her finding out her mum may have been behind her thing with like
definitely yeah. And Maeve wants to get to the bottom of it, and I'm very curious. But for Maeve, it's more than that. And I think if we just,
if it comes to it, and she's horrible to Maeve, I'm just gonna punch her in the snout.
No. This I'm so glad we had this conversation.
Maybe don't do that, Sidon.
Wow. Okay, so she's still her mother.
She's a bitch, but she is still Yeah.
If anyone's going to punch Maeve's mother, allow it to be Maeve. Yes.
Equality. Bang.
Yeah. She doesn't need She doesn't need us to fix her life for her. That's not what we're here.
It's not about fixing someone's life. It's just a matter of respect. If you're being disrespectful, I'm going to punch you in the nose. I've done it with every other person I've met.
Sidon. This is Nix. Please, don't do that.
Yeah, I also I'm with Nix here. Don't do that.
You said you got kicked. You said you weren't allowed in Crown Top. You probably won't be allowed in Thyrios if you do that.
Yes. Also,
He's
I
like,
think maybe
she's a big
pissed.
name there too. That's
Yeah,
something you have to remember.
she works at like the assembly, which is like the almost like the parliament.
Yeah.
Her husband is like the king, not king. He's like the.
He's like one of the captains of the guard. Yeah.
Like the captain of the guard.
So also, we'll be a guest in her home. So if you can at all avoid punching a woman in the face. So I'm glad that you have this conversation. What I meant to say was,
I think I've said it before. Equal rights, equal fights. I'm just gonna say.
Okay, right.
No, Sided, I think the saying is equal rights, equal lefts.
Equal jabs, equal hooks.
Yeah, equal uppercuts. No, so I can't believe I have to say it, but please don't knock her out. But do you know what? When you said if it comes to it, my thought was he's not going to say he's going to punch her, is he? And then you did.
That's what I thought. I was like, he's not going to say he's going to hit
He's
her.
not going to say it. So
You underestimate him.
I have offered to punch everyone in this now. We have come
that is
across.
true.
Like, why would
will
this be
say
any
that.
different?
You've punched me twice now, and I understand why you did it. I regret that it came to you feeling that you had to punch me, but I understand it. However, I don't think Maeve's parents will be quite as forgiving. So, if we can at all avoid it, that'd be great. I think, as I said, Maeve's a big girl. She can fix her own problems and stand up for herself, which she maybe just needs, in this one instance, a safe haven, a supportive group behind her, because the power dynamic between a parent and child is always a difficult one. That's all I wanted to say. That's it. I have no idea what to expect. So please don't punch your mother in the face. I guess
I
is
will
the lesson
try
from
my
this.
absolute hardest not to.
Insight.
Okay,
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, please also don't kick her mother in the face or headbutt her mother in the face.
I
or elbow
will
her mother
try
in the
my
face.
absolute hardest to not hit her in any way, shape, or form. But if she pisses me off, she's going to get a smack. It's just as simple as it is, you know?
God.
I can't with this right now. I'm going to go and
I'm going to have Nyx very carefully prepare her spells tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
I have silvery barbs. I would say Sidon as a monk is wisdomous, but I don't know.
Anyway, the conversation concludes, and probably about 15 or so minutes later, Mage, you come back, and it's that cool thing where
it's
that cool thing where you're sort of riding into the camp area, and as you get into the light, the horse starts to vanish. So like it just looks like you like get off the horse like cool, and just like
you coast to the ground. It's fucking
yeah. And you get
right.
then you get a pina colada or something as you.
Just reasons.
Roll for pina colada. Yeah.
Was that Slab singing that?
Yeah.
That's why he's singing around the campfire.
Yeah.
Let's gather around the campfire and sing our
Matt, roll me a
favorite
performance
song.
check.
Do you want me to?
Try and make
Yeah.
some popcorn in the campfire, like an iron, like what they call it in America, like kettle corn.
Oof.
19? Yeah. Pretty good campfire song. CAMPFIRASONG song. But yeah, you take that night, and is there any conversations had after Maeve returns?
Yes, Cass would like to speak to Maeve after dinner has been eaten.
She'd probably just be sitting somewhere.
Vibing,
Menacingly.
drinking a pina colada.
And getting caught in the rain.
Maeve, do you mind if I sit next to you?
No, of course not.
Excellent.
Oh God,
Are you okay?
Mr.
I can
Burns.
see the Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm just bracing myself. Look, I know it's going to be very daunting what we're going to do tomorrow. So I was thinking I could maybe tell you something to, distract you a little bit until the moment is near. Okay, here we go.
There once was a man named.
It's coming now. Don't worry. It's.
Not you.
I was part of the Hat Mafia.
Yeah.
She would actively
I
like.
forgot they didn't know that. That's funny.
She's gonna look around, make sure nobody else is listening, and like lean in and be like, "What?"
Yes, I used to be a scoundrel, and I used to have the high leather boots, short shorts, wrappings around my chest, and a crop top leather jacket, and fingerless gloves.
Did your parents know about this?
Yes, and that's the reason why I don't wear hats.
Oh.
Suffices to say, don't tell this to anyone else, please.
Of course. Scouts are there.
Reputation will not survive it.
Oh, that's funny. I completely forgot they didn't know that. Oh, that's funny.
I assumed, but
I assumed as well.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to assume.
I know. I'm an embarrassment.
No! No!
Can you roll me a drama check, Cass?
Yes.
A
I
performance
assume it's
check.
just charisma, or you want to do
Performance.
performance.
Yeah.
There we go. +1.
Yep.
5.
Okay, cool.
It's very dramatic.
Yes. Dramatic irony.
Yes.
And I was going to get you a hat for Christmas. Now I shouldn't do that.
Christmas
Oh
is-
no, if my mother ever discovers that I wore a hat, she will... I don't know what she will do, and that scares me.
You know the deal that Sidon has with Celesta / Neve, where if he does any chaos thing, he burns? That's the same Casper for hats.
Yeah. My lips are sealed.
Yeah, but this isn't about me, so you shouldn't worry about that. But the important thing is, if I can muster up the courage to sneak into my bully's home and paint their hair red to join a delinquency gang while I was regularly going to church, I'm sure everything will work out with your mom. And if it doesn't, I will give her a stern talking to,
And Sidon will punch her.
while Silent punches her in the face.
Oh god, please tell me Sidon's not going to punch her in the face.
He said he wasn't, but
That
this
was
is
very
Silent
fun.
we're talking about.
Yes.
Well, don't worry.
I'm a little bit worried.
You should be worried, but not about that.
Okay.
It all seems vaguely threatening from Cass, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. You should be worried, but don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm
The
gonna
important
worry
thing
about-
is, we are here for you, and we love you. And if your mom doesn't see you for the wonderful person you are, screw her. You don't need her. You need us. Well, you can have us. I made it weird.
I think
I'm
Maeve
sorry.
get like misty-eyed at the like "I love you, you don't need them" kind of thing. Not say anything and just sort of like put her head on Cass's shoulder. You know, like if they're sitting next to each other, like
Yeah.
lean and put her head on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Just like she's not good at talking about this kind of stuff, so she just, I don't know, just be like, okay, thank you.
Cass is smiling. And you hear a slightly yes. And then she's just going to continue prowling up a little bit. Just like make small talk, like not let Maeve dwell too much in her thoughts because Cass thinks, oh no, she's still worried about her mom. So she's just going to begin like basically book clubbing the series they both enjoy.
That's
Oh
when
my God.
that's when Cassie and Nix walk over and both also talk about it because
Yeah, 'cause they
canonically
just
they've both read it.
Club.
Canonically they've both read it. So
And 12 inches long, can you believe? No, just kidding.
oh, God. Anyway, moving swiftly on. The night comes to a close, and in the morning you will wake up. And if you, I don't think, I guess Archon maybe used something, but everyone can, hit the long rest button, pick your spells if you want to. And the day is yours.
Before we set off, this would be a questioning in character. Maybe we haven't actually let anyone know we're turning up. I think I've spoken with your father via sending before. Should we let him know that we're arriving?
No.
Or would you like it to be a... Oh, okay. Okay, I'm glad I checked.
I don't want
to do it.
give them... Well, I don't want to give her time to make up an excuse.
Evil, I love it. Okay.
Right, I love it.
Okay, no, okay, wonderful. Cool. My conscience is clear. I've done my part. Hey. Okay, cool. Let's hit all on board, and I will summon my horse, and we can get rolling.
So you start off on the journey, and as I said, it'll probably be about 5 or 6 in the evening, or in the afternoon, evening, by the time you get to Thyrios, if everything goes well. So can I have Peru? Can you roll me a d20?
I could, in theory, roll your d20.
I'm just going down the list.
And the result will, in theory, be 14.
14? Let me look if there's anything for 14. I'm not actually on my random encounter list. Nope. Cool. So, as you're getting closer to Thyrios, the first thing you do, sort of in the day, in the first hour or two, you go across the bridge over the river, and you sort of see, now coming in from the wounded peaks, the mountains that are sort of the backdrop of Thyrios, you can see the snow starting to slowly fall, sort of not heavily, but just sort of falling, sort of coating that area in snow, and you can definitely see within a few hours of your journey, the huge statue in the middle of Thyrios, which is dedicated to the god Tarment, who is the god of honorable combat and warfare. And it is like a 300-foot tall statue that sits in the center of the city. And you can probably,
that's the god of the cleric from the Silent Horizon,
yes.
right?
What's
her name again? Sorry,
Juliet. Just think of Romeo.
Yeah.
And sort of as you're approaching, obviously I'm skipping the day, but the sun is starting to set to the west, and the snow is now falling, and you can see the lights of the city starting, and you could hear the sounds of the final bit of battle from the Centurion's Folly Colosseum, which is one of the sort of big parts of Thyrios. Let me scroll down in my notes. And as you look north, in front of you is the city of Thyrios, which is sort of standing guard with the peaks behind it. You can already see the occasional, the dotted houses, the commerce, the rhythmic hum of, blacksmith and metalwork mixes with the beat of marching guards. And you can see... this is a really weird way of wording this. The city is... very, very large. It's about 19,000 people, the population. I think other than Pyra is bigger and Crown is bigger.
You said it was the third
biggest in Arcadia. Yeah.
Wait, third biggest in Arcadia specifically, or third biggest?
Yeah, in Arcadia specifically.
Okay.
Ozetus and Apharos are both bigger.
Okay.
And let me change the map to the map of Thyrios.
It's probably something we can do after the break, but on the day of travel, as we approach the city, as we start like seeing specifics, I think it would be behooving upon me to ask for a quick refresher course in the family Nightshade. So obviously we've recently got Maeve's mum's name. We've got a dad's name who we have spoken to. I can't remember. Is it Alexandra? Alexandra, something like that. Alice. I knew it was something with an A or an O. And is there anyone else in the household, like brothers, sisters, anything like that?
No.
You said that in a very unsure way.
Well, I mean, they could have got busy after they could have got busy after Maeve left.
I will tell you, no, there wasn't.
From what I heard from her mother, no.
Maeve would know. She doesn't know if they've changed, but in the house there are like some servers, like some like people who help around the house, sort of butler types. She wouldn't know if they change or not. There is also a dog.
What was the dog called?
You haven't got the name of the dog.
No, I'm asking Maeve.
It's Beth. Remember the name.
Do I remember the name?
I'm zooming in on the dog on the map right now. I mean, I can
He's
tell you.
excited.
Yes.
Biden, the wandering pisser. What?
Is it the one that I said?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's Morgie.
Morgie, okay. Oh yeah, you have said that before.
Because Morgie's also the name of her bear, her cuddly bear. Is that right?
Oh, that might be why I put it then. Okay.
Am I saying that? Is that correct? I said that.
Morgie, yeah.
Yeah.
And hang on, hasn't she been gone for like a few years? Like
Yeah.
at least 3 years.
Yep.
Is that so? So that's me in character asking for clarification. She has been gone for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
I'm
the
clarifying
only time
that yes, the dog is still alive.
No. That wasn't what I was about to say. I'm what I want to know as we're approaching. The last time that she was in communications with her either parent, as far as I'm aware, was like a brief sending exchange that I was part of, like in game 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than letters and stuff.
Oh right, so the letters. Okay, that's fine. But there's no other like, is the house got a name? Is it like Nightshade Manor?
I think it's on the map.
I mean, I have it written down as Nightshade Family Home. But I would say it doesn't have anything specific.
Oh, yeah.
It is in the noble quarter.
And do we need to do they obviously you got Atlas Nightshade who's like captain of the guard or whatever? We presumably get his full title. Does she have a title she would like prefer us to use so we can keep accidentally forgetting it or what?
I mean, you keep accidentally.
Like governor.
Game to play. We'll
I'm
definitely
trying to
forget.
think because she's a member of the parliament.
Are you sure I can't punch her in the face?
I'm pretty sure, Sidon.
She's not a member of parliament.
Wasn't your mum a member of parliament?
No, she was a councillor. Different.
She was a
the
lovely
MP.
councillor.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
It'd be like Lady Nightshade at a push.
Yeah,
Something
probably.
like something along those lines.
Okay.
But yeah, as you're entering.
Hello, woman.
Yes. Hello, mother.
Bitch.
Hello, female.
But yeah, as you're entering the city, we'll say it's about
Milady.
half 5.
Tips Fedora.
God. It's about 5:30. And
Why do I feel sick?
no, sorry, I almost burped. And you sort of make it to one of the 3 bridges that sort of like connects the spell, because there is like a river here, but doesn't matter.
What's the river called?
I don't fucking know.
On the river doesn't matter apparently. That was.
I don't fucking know, actually.
I don't have a name for it off the top of my head. I was going to try and come up with something, but I'm deciding against it. Yeah, but you
From this
sort of-
day on, it we know as Lake Drag.
it's a river, not a lake.
Same shit. It's water.
Sea Drac. Ocean Man.
Ocean man.
And you sort of start clippity clopping across the bridge. and you.
Is
sort
there
of
a
make...
troll under the bridge?
There's not a troll on the bridge, but
Oh.
on the. God, please stop where I was doing that, James. As you sort of make it to the. Was it be the far side of the bridge where the city is? You can definitely see there are a number of guards just like waiting on watch. And you see one of them. Yeah, you'll see one of the like the normal guards and one of the members of the Verdant Shield sort of walk up to you. You can see there's like a sort of a line behind you. It takes a little bit because you know there's not that many entrances. And you see walks up to your wagon and says, "What's your business in Thyrios?"
None yet.
You say that to the guard.
I'm joking.
Get out.
I was going to make a joke about Sidon trying to get out and talk to the guard, but apparently I didn't need to because Archer did it for me.
I think Maeve would just
I
poke her
think
head out.
approaching yeah. Well, do we want to go in like subtly, or do we want to arrive officially? Because we could just be in the like we could just have one person riding the cart, right? It could just be Maeve riding the cart, and she can like, do not know the fuck who I am, or we could just arrive like normal people. There's nothing preventing us arriving like
We're
normal
not
people.
doing anything illegal.
Yeah, as soon as they say, "What's your business?" Maeve would just poke her head out and be like, "Toodaloo, toodles."
Uncle Roger, it's you.
This random guy isn't gonna know who you are. You've not been in 3 years.
I don't know.
He says, "Hello."
Well, now you've stumped me. I don't know. What...
Julius
okay,
Caesar demanded we return to the city of our birth to pay taxes, and we are fleeing King Herod. Is there any room at the inn?
You can just say,
We're just adventurers. We're just coming into the city
I'm here to
for some
visit
time.
friends.
Yeah.
He goes, "All right, names."
Maeve Nightshade.
He like looks down at like a clipboard and goes, and then he like looks back up slowly, like, shit. Boss is gonna have me for this.
Do you know who I am?
I want to
Do
speak
you know
to
who my
you, man.
father
You
is?
see, he's like writing down Maeve Nightshade. Wait, what was that name?
She looks back and she's just smiling at him like, yeah.
Doing his job, isn't he?
Atlas's kid.
Why would Atlas do anything? You're doing your job. Good God.
Oh,
No corruption.
do you? I assume everyone gives their proper names.
Yeah, sure.
I don't see why not.
So your last name is the Wandering Warrior, huh?
No, it's just Sidon. Sidon
Okay.
the Wandering Warrior, okay?
Like
You don't
Madonna.
have to add the ha at the end every time.
So I don't know.
Oh,
if
so
that's
you
like
thought I was side of the Wandering Warrior?
Ha.
I wasn't sure whether
I
it
was just letting you guys run with that. I was like enjoying the nickname. I was enjoying the ha from you guys, but they don't get to use it. They don't know me like that.
But yeah,
No, anytime something is the fact your full government name is Sidon the Wandering Warrior. What were you before you started being a warrior or wandering? Or was that just happenstance you happened to? Like,
It's actually
you know,
one
It
word.
was a self-imposed title. I will be honest.
So you weren't
He
Sidon
was
the Wandering
summoned
Warrior
in
in
A
preschool.
before.
No, I was just Sidon then.
God, imagine doing the register.
Yeah, Sidon the Wandering Warrior, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he has a nickname. He goes, "Ha!" when he puts his hand up.
Is D your second name or your first last name?
No.
Middle name.
Danger was your middle name.
I've never said that.
I like to
I'm
think
not
that the
that
guard is like
corny.
so done with us.
This god's like, okay. Well, don't cause any trouble. Like, lets you
We
in.
won't much.
There is a group following
As
us,
you-
by the way. I
as-
think they
as-
get
as-
Thyrios
as-
as well.
As you go
Then-
past, Sudden says that not much. He just like stares at you as you go past, but he can't really do anything because you're with Maeve.
I would let them know that we have some associates arriving. They're not. Like, what time do the gates
fuck 'em.
close?
I'm getting on
So,
their
like,
own.
it is like, or, to be honest, we're not doing anything illegal. We're just entering a city.
I was just asking.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't
What time
really need
do
to
they-
tell them
so-
about them.
As
They're not
he's
telling
like
us, aren't they?
processing us, at what time did the last visitor can they get in? Is it almost last orders kind of thing?
No, we still got a few hours of light. Not of light, of time.
Behind us. They're not we've only known them for a few days. It's just I wanted to, if they were going to be a long time, they may have been better off setting up camp. But as Maeve so eloquently said, "Fuck them."
No, that was me. That wasn't Maeve.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if they don't make it, they can just tent
It's
outside.
the voice in my
the
head,
city,
so eloquently said.
It's the cat going. But yeah, you make it into the city of Thyrios. You can see the map before you.
Is there like a info board, like Alton Towers?
No, but there's definitely a map as you go in the city. It doesn't mark Maeve's home, Nyx's home, random stuff like that. But yeah,
I have a question, guys. What is the plan? Are we going straight to your house, Maeve, or do we want to explore the city first? What's our priorities right now?
To be fair, if we go to Maeve's house first, she doesn't, as you said, have time to say don't come.
Exactly. Like if they get back to your dad Atlas and let him know that you're in the city, and he says, "Oh, me baby girl's come home," yada yada. Let's set up the dinner plates.
Does he really speak like that? Or
Yes.
Would there be, will there be room for us to stay in the Nightshade family home, or will we need to? Would you prefer we got a inn?
I don't know how long we'll be here, depending on how the conversation goes, so I wouldn't...
You mean depending on how punchable your mother's face is? Decided.
Decided.
I wouldn't go making plans to stay just yet. Let's just get there.
So, shall we arrange somewhere to stay, and then we can go to visit her?
Beth just said I wouldn't make plans on.
No, I thought you meant to stay at the Nightshade home. Is that not what you meant? Sorry, I might have understood you there.
No, I just... basically what she meant is don't make plans to stay at her parents' house.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah, so if we get an inn, and then if it doesn't go well, and we've got to have to say if it goes well in inverted commas, we're out a gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
much. I only have one inn written down on this map, which is the break room. It is in the theatre district.
You have to pay for a subscription and play pool there.
Oh, half of the map. Okay.
That's such a joke that only I would get.
Yeah, I know it is, but still.
And I don't really have much written down for it because I've come up with a lot of ends for this campaign. I can be bothered to come up with another one. I came up with a fun name, and that was it. We'll say you can get a room for I don't know how many rooms you need. You can get a room for a decent room for 3 silver. You can get a room for 5 copper, but you can get a decent room for 3 or 4 silver.
I took the 5 copper in. I like to be budgeted.
Good for you.
Okay.
So
I will spurt for a. No, that's not the word. I will splurge for a better room. Okay. Yeah. Also get the 2 sisters on that street. Yeah.
Sorry. As we approach the home, I'm going to use my message jewelry to send a small message to Maeve, asking if she wants me to cast Calm Emotions just outside the door.
No. Thank
Okay.
you.
How about would you like me to cast Fireball?
Yeah. So as you get your rooms, whatever.
As we get to your place, Maeve, can we have a code word for if we beat up your family?
Oh God.
Can the code word be just fucking don't, please? Listen, I managed to live
I think you confused him there, Maeve. I think you really to trap you. If you say this fucking don't,
if you want to be don't,
Right, listen. I've managed to live with this woman for 18 years. If you can't stomach her for 5 minutes, then just leave the house.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm getting a bit of mixed signals here. You told me to be a bit extra with her, and I mean
extra as in you're very...
Be rude.
Yeah, no punching in the face.
When I said be yourself, I meant sometimes you can be a little grating, Sidon. A little bit annoying.
Yep.
That is what I meant by be yourself. Not punch my mother in the face. Okay?
I don't think we could have been. I don't think I could have been much more clear with our little conversation last night. Again,
I
apparently I was
know.
wrong.
I know that I'm not supposed to, but I mean, you've
Would
been
you like
giving us horror
oranges
stories
in
about
which
this
you're
woman
not
for
to play
ages.
with?
I'm just saying.
Yes, and you can't go around punching people in the face that just because you don't like them.
But they're bad guys.
Mm,
Are we the
Right.
baddies?
Yeah, Sidon is the baddie.
It just occurred to me as well. What
Wouldn't that be
would be
chaotic
rude
as well?
is 14 people rocking up to somebody's house. So I suggest we leave the B team in the break room.
yes.
B team in the program. That's
I would
funny
I
to me.
would like Nyx
Mhm.
to come if she wants to.
I would say Nyx and Cassian would definitely.
Yeah.
The rest of them ambivalent.
I don't think
That
it'd be a
sounds-
good idea to put Layla anywhere near my mom.
I actually
Hey,
think
you
that's
know
a
what?
genius
Sometimes the
idea.
problem solves itself.
Honestly, Layla near Samina would probably be less dangerous than Sidon near
Yeah.
Samina.
So why don't you wait in the wagon?
No,
Yeah,
I
go
told
and
them we
join
can
the
have
B
no
team.
reason with them.
You've already told me I can come in.
yeah. But
Dave,
yeah,
don't worry. If he's about to get out of control, I don't know. I'll punch him in the face like he thought me to.
as you approach the noble quarter, you sort of see a number of larger houses. Some of them are probably better described as mini mansions, and you with large gardens and balconies, whatever. You sort of get to the point that Maeve points out as her family home, and it is a 2-story building with like a large, like a tapered roof. You can see that it's got I'm gonna do the not the comedic thing. I'm doing the thing and make it's purple themed, of course.
Mm.
I assumed all the noble quarters were purple themed.
Uh,
The color coordination on the map.
They're not
I just
Dutch
have-
royals.
I just had to do it because I needed to differentiate the buildings. But yeah, you can see that sort of there's the large front door, and to sort of each side there are different wings with like circular windows that sort of go around, and you can see in one of them there appears to be like an older man, not Maeve's dad, but a guy like cleaning it, with like a piano next to it.
Would I
And then-
recognize him?
Yeah, I would say you would recognize him. He's been helping your family for a while. His name is Garrett. He is like one of the he and if she still works here, Garrett and Hannah, who's his daughter, like help around the house. She'd be like a bit older than Maeve, probably like 26, 27-ish.
Mm-hmm.
They usually help around, and you can see in sort of the other side there is a room with like a fireplace with a fire going. You can see like a chair next to, like, looking out to the window, as well as a figure sitting on a sofa and a dog curled up next to the fireplace. And as I change the map to this, we will take a break. Jumping back in, you guys are all outside of the Nightshade family home. If you want to place yourselves by the doorway. No one has, noticed you yet. But what was that?
What?
What?
No, it was James.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, wait a second.
Archeron is dead.
Ultron, wake up!
Hey. He's back.
Hey, what?
James?
Sorry about that. Yeah,
That's
back.
fine.
I'm dead. I'm alive.
Yeah. You are all outside of the house. What is it that you're doing?
Panicking.
In every single one of my summons.
Oh, God. Great, thanks,
Do
James.
you want me to knock on the door, Maeve?
No, Just give me a minute.
Break it, you idiot.
Deep breaths.
Before you knock on the door, Maeve, look at me.
We can pretend to be carolers.
No. You're confident, and you got this. It's easy. She's not a nice person. Talk to her how you would any other person you get annoyed with, like you would to me. Right? Genuinely, just stand up to her. You don't need to be catty with her. Just be direct and just straight up tell her. Confidence is key.
Mm-hmm.
Cass going to hold up to thumbs up.
In the background, like, yeah.
She'll knock on the door.
Okay.
I imagine it's got one of those
surgery.
big, stupid knockers that's like.
I think it's got one of those
like a tiger with like a ring inside of his mouth or something like that.
A Jacob Marley knocker.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, yeah.
How do you know that?
I love
Christmas.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yes, as you knock, you hear the sort of echo around the the interior of the house, and you trying to figure out something. Yeah, you sort of see if any of you are looking through like these windows here. You see Garrett. Obviously, Maeve knows the name, so I'll just say the name. You see, he looks out the window and is very confused for a second, but he sort of wanders up through the house.
All these people at the front of the house.
Yeah, he's like, "What the fuck?"
Is
goes
Madame
in.
having a party?
Yeah. And you see he like opens the door to speak and says, "Good day, can we help?" Oh, hello, Maeve.
Hello.
Um,
Is my mother home?
Yes.
Wonderful. I do have a few guests with me, but I was wondering if
He pokes out more. Yes, I can tell.
We're all her lovers.
No.
What?
We're what, a pod?
Sorry, what?
It's my harem.
He's insatiable.
I'll just make this image bigger so you can see him.
Oh, he's great.
He's a right
I
little
love it
dude.
already.
Race today.
Human.
He's
Maybe
just
it's-
looking with a cigar in his mouth.
Yeah, it's not lit.
She wouldn't allow it to be lit.
No, of course not.
That was
says-
the concession.
Yeah.
He likes
says-
it when he
Yeah, candy
goes on break.
cigarettes.
He says, come in. Do make sure to wipe your feet. I will get the lady. And he sort of walks up and, like, opens the door for you all to come in.
Is it
Soon as-
shoes off home or shoes on?
It's probably definitely a shoes off home. But Maeve doesn't care. She's gonna walk in, wipe her feet, keep her shoes on, and as soon as she steps onto the threshold, you see like her shoulders tense. Like as soon as that, that like smell of home, and her shoulders just go tense, and like she like tries to keep her back straight.
But everyone can't just move themselves for the sake of these, just because of the
I just wanted Maeve to move a token first.
Yeah.
Simon doesn't wipe his feet. He just walks straight in.
I prestidigitate his feet clean. I'm sending Porridge and Yumi to do like a scope of the building, but keeping Rayard near me. Because, I'm not looking through their sensors. They are both sent them off. They both have like their own stat block, so if they see anything particularly interesting, they will tell me. But they're just going to do like I don't think bringing a magpie into a building is a great idea for like first impressions.
Yeah. That's a good question. Did you bring the cat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cat. But it's not. Yeah, these aren't my parents. They're like
Yes.
it'd be fine,
Yeah, I was just wondering if Beth has taken the cat. Cool. So you all, everyone either wipes their feet or is forced to wipe their feet. And
Forced one, obviously.
consensual
They've just been presidentated clean. That's a different type of kettle of worms.
and the first thing you see as you walk in, obviously, there's like the entryway with like the rack, like the shoes and the stuff. You can also see right here, the first thing you see, there's two sets of stairs to each side that go upstairs, and then there is a massive family portrait is like the first thing you see as you walk into like the foyer, like the main room.
You would see like a little Maeve, but her hair is like completely white, and you can't see the markings on her face.
How old would she be in that picture? Just the same. Oh, it would have been before we saw her of the image, then, wouldn't it? So she would have been like 5 or 6.
In this family portrait, she's probably about 8.
So, from that, do we take it that there's been a picture of her where the images have been purposefully not put in?
What do you mean?
She would have been. So I don't know if I think I said this like way before like session 3, but she would always have a little pot of like lilac concealer thing. She would have been made to cover her marks up.
Concealer, yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's why I wanted to clarify, because I knew we'd seen a picture of her like trying to scrub her markings off when she was younger than in this picture. So, sorry, that's why I asked. Okay. That's fine.
And yeah, so as you're looking at this picture and walking in, you can see Garrett come back in, and he doesn't actually say anything. He just like gives you all the nod as you walk in, and then like heads back to clean like I don't know, something.
I wish I was a fly on the wall when he went in that room.
And then you see from the door that he just entered, a woman who looks a decent amount like Maeve, if not a lot more sour. And if you want to send the image.
I will. Yes, hang on. That one.
It looks like the woman out of Hellsing.
You said she looked like someone, and I can't remember who it is.
When Beth sent me the image, I was like, her hair's exactly like Sephiroth.
Yes, that was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who farted?
Sidon.
I'll just do this just so everyone can be in the room.
As soon as she walks in, Maeve's not going to say a word, just look at her and see what she says. Like a power play kind of thing.
I'm moving people, hold on. There you go. So she walks in and gives a very practiced smile. Best way to put it, like a politician smile, you know.
Yeah.
And she says, "It's good to see you, Maeve, and it's a pleasure to meet the allies of my daughter, as Garrett puts it. I am Lady Samina Nightshade. What can I do for you?"
Eye roll.
I'm actively inciting everything she's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, as Sun said sup, she does like a slight flinch, like a fuck yeah. But you know, not too much. Actually, I might be able to just flip this up, just so she's facing the right way. There we go. I can do it if you want. If you right click on it, if you right click on typing, go flip horizontal. I think it's just DM thing.
Face to face.
She says, "What can I help you with? I wasn't expecting so many people."
Well, I was worried if I called ahead, something might have come up.
Well, if you call ahead, we would have a chance to make some food for you. We don't have much prepared. And she like turns around to like look through the door. She goes, says, "Hannah, can you put some food on, please?" And you hear like a from like another room. Please, come and sit down. And she sort of walks in, and I was just gonna have to re-flip her token. Unflip. And you see inside the sort of the seating area, there is like, you know, 2 sofas, a large fireplace, some like bits of some notes on the on like the table, and a pretty old-looking dog curled in front of the fire.
As soon as Maeve sees the dog, she's gonna be like, "Oh, hey buddy," and like go over and just like make a fuss of him.
He you know, like with older dogs and very tired dogs, they're just like, you know, like they're like too tired to fight it.
Yeah.
So he immediately just gives in.
He's just on his back.
Like, yeah.
Yes, rub my belly.
I'll just make the dog image bigger so you can see him.
Oh.
It's like a little Scotty dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's ecstatic at the moment, like in this brief moment, because she didn't think he was alive. Like he's that old. Do you know what I mean? When she left, she was like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna see that dog again."
You just do hear Asamina sort of goes into the sitting room. She just like closes the door, like, and then goes to like sit at the head of the table, waiting for all of you.
Oh,
Also,
sorry.
we're not sitting down on the sofas.
No, it's
Oh,
not enough.
sorry, apologies,
There's
I
not enough
thought you were
seats.
in the casual room. Good evening, Lady Nightshade. Please allow myself to introduce
James.
myself.
I just watched that.
That was so awkward. I was like, I'm not going to sit next to her, and then that was so awkward. Just imagine like Archer was like dancing around me. He was like, "Yes,
No, the seat for you. No, for you. No.
Just in my headcanon, by the way, Sen is like bothering the shit out of the dog, and he's too old to do anything about it. So he's just like batting the dog with his paws, and the dog's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like every now and then, like a.
Is just last question to Wu. Is Jack intentionally staying in that room, or I'm just wondering?
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just wondering. I was wondering whether he was vibing or not.
He's like,
I've
oh,
got
fuck
a
this.
glowing ball above the table, Archeron.
So this I'm like trying to. So our instructions were to be as ourselves as possible, and bearing in mind the fact that we're here to support Maeve, I thought the best thing to do was to maybe flatfoot her mother a little bit, not go out of her way to be malicious about it. But just slightly undercut us.
I will be completely open. Maeve's intention in telling you guys to completely be yourselves is to make it so that mask that she has on slips and you guys can see.
Well, I'm already leaning back in the chair with my feet on the table.
Yeah,
on the two legs.
It doesn't want to be like Archeron is very, very. He does even when he the first thing happened when he met Cassian and revealed the vampire. He was like he wanted to There's like a veneer of this is how you should behave, and so he wants to do that. But the best way to flatfoot someone who's mean is just to be punishingly polite to them.
Yeah.
Helen's amazing at it. She can it makes people feel really awful if you're really polite to them and they're not being nice to you. So he's trying to be hyper as OCD as he can be. And so he's like, yes, hello, and he's doing this, him and Mo, he's Mo's trying to sit down, and he's faffing around and pulling the chair out. She almost misses, he pushes it back in, and then he's like, yes, I'm Archeron Ipsissimus, graduate of the Malachite School of not witchcraft and wizardry, but you know the one. I have been fortunate enough to call Maeve my friend. I've been travelling with her for many months, travelled far and wide, and yes, it's simply delightful to finally meet you. She's told us all so much. You must be so proud of her.
It is nice to meet such an eclectic group of friends.
I'm going to be completely open with what just happened. I've been playing with a toothpick, just out of the box. I've got a box of toothpicks, and as you said, eclectic, I snapped the toothpick. I was like, oh god, because I was just holding it so hard. I'm genuinely nervous. Okay.
I just realised we're in the window, right?
That's a door.
Oh right. Can it please
Is
be
it a window
like
door?
glass door?
I'll say actually, yeah, it can be in the summer it'd be open. So yeah, I would say they'd be curtains would be drawn a bit, but there'd be a spot that he might be able to see out of.
Okay.
The porridge might be
The reason I ask is at that point I would like Porridge to crash and splat himself against the window.
Oh, God.
Not to smash through it, but just what an eclectic bunch.
Yeah.
Porridge takes 2 points of damage.
How do I kill him?
No, not hard enough to damage him. It's planned.
Okay, Porridge takes 1 point of damage. Half it.
No, he's only got 1 hit point.
I mean,
It's
but he is I will point out, birds have hollow bones.
Okay, can you have Porridge make a
before.
Dex
Right,
check
if
of
it's going
some
to come
sort.
to that, can I
Yeah.
double team it with Yumi? Like, because he has 5 hit points, Porridge has 1.
Okay, but Yumi is metal.
Yeah, Yumi's metal, so I want him to make the noise, and Porridge is like pretending to splat into the window for like
Okay,
dramatic effect.
yeah. Can you,
Right.
it works. Yeah, I can't bother to.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So just because, like, I just think, like, I mean, oh, could you please let in my bird, and he's going to be as feral a magpie as you've ever seen.
She like takes a breath and says, "Of course." And she turns and like undoes the, window.
He's just going to fly
Imagine
around
it being like,
the room like a
oh, as soon as there's
lunatic.
a bird in the house.
Yeah. Oh, good heavens. Yeah.
Oh, good heavens.
Porridge poops everywhere.
No, he's just going to fly in circles around the room. I'm
Maeve's
just going to complete. No, yes, he just needs to get it out of his system. He'll be fine in a moment.
Maeve's
By the way, what food is the servant cooking us? As he's
Some
leaning
mystery
on the back,
meats.
as he's just leaning on his chair, feet kind of on the
She like
table.
Serena looks down at you doing that, and like sits up and says, "I'm not entirely sure. If I had known you would be coming, I would have had something prepared. But
He's gluten intolerant as well.
whatever is available."
I'm not gluten intolerant. No. If we're having bread, I want bread. I want. Do you have garlic bread? I want some garlic bread. My friend here, Slab,
Oh,
I
God.
love grilled cheese.
Sudden's ADHD is showing.
Maeve's gonna ask, where's Pops?
He's been busy with the incursions that have been hitting Arcadia especially hard. So he's been working rather late as of recently. He should hopefully be back at some point before the day is done, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm going to stop moving Porridge now because I'm getting wanker's cramp. Rest assured, he's continuing to do it. So there have been demonic incursions here as well.
Yes, as I've heard,
Got a
it's
fair share of them.
interesting.
Yeah, we're kind of badass.
Sorry, she didn't laugh. I did.
I'm trying to think of how to word what I was gonna say. So, what was it specifically that Gray told me?
Oh god, let me find it. Hold on. It was. That's the wrong map. Oh, the wrong session. Hold on. I am failing to find it in my notes. Is it here? No, it was one back. No, it wasn't. It was another. Where was it? There it was. Sorry, I struggled to find that. It was that brief vision. It was Samina, about 20 or so years younger, probably, a bit more. She was looking frantic through books and scrolls in her office. Looking distressed, she found a book with a dark grey scroll from it, and then as she read it, she got happier. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That was what you saw. That's what was shown.
Yeah.
I can remember the exact wording of it.
Mm-hmm. I think is there anything else small talky that anybody wants to say to her before I ask for a private word?
just one thing. I don't know if this is too rude, so let me know if it's too rude. But like, I imagine like they're talking about kind of the things they've done and how they met and things like that. And Artron would be like, so obviously Maeve's mum has got Drow heritage as well. Is she full elf or half elf?
I think she's full drow.
To Maeve's knowledge,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is really
that's
kind of the line. Basically, it's like, well, it's interesting because obviously Maeve has a lot of the classical, elven traits for agelessness and beauty. Did often skip a generation or?
The silence.
As I'm trying to, here's what she does. She looks.
Holy shit.
She looks to as
Is this too rude or not? I was like,
as you were talking, Archeron, she was like looking at you and listening. And then as you finish the sentence, she looks to Maeve and says, "You changed your hair, didn't you?" She just ignores you.
Yes.
And gives like a look up and down.
Good
the
you
hair.
look.
Yeah.
The meanest side eye.
You should think about dyeing it. To be fair, the black could suit you.
I'm fine with how it is, thank you. Would you all like a drink?
Oh yes. Do you have any Vimto?
I can't canonically say that Vimto exists in this world, so I'm need a veto and you have to redo something.
Oh, veto.
Okay.
Veto.
Yeah, Vito. Do you have any Vito? Do you have any Vitmo?
I'll just take a glass of water.
Sorry.
Two ice cubes. If it's not right, I send it back.
It's bloody raw.
You need a cord. Just put it between her legs.
God.
Yeah, but I don't want cobwebs in it.
At this point, you see
That's our daily use of the message spell.
Yeah.
You just have to whisper it really quietly because message still means you have to whisper it. But at this point, you see the woman who is in the doing all the cooking stuff comes in. I'll just make this image bigger.
Aww,
she looks cute.
she's
I like her.
cute.
You see, she comes.
Cool.
Yeah. Go on. So she comes in and says, lady, I didn't really know what we didn't have very much, but she puts on the table like a bread platter, with like some cheeses and stuff like that, as well as some like I guess I'm trying to think of the best thing, like a
Shoot
Fireman's lunch.
yeah, like a I can't think of it's not like a meat board because that's just wrong, but I just can't think of the right word. Yeah, charcuterie board. Thank you. That's what I was thinking. That's the word I was looking for. And she like puts that on the table for all of you with some like plates in front of you, and then says, "What would you like any drinks?" And then I assume
a drink of water for the table would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course. And she, goes to grab water and comes back with the drinks that you will get, simple-ish things. And then she sort of, like, stands there awkwardly for half a second and goes, I'll be in the kitchen if you need me. And then goes back in.
I genuinely don't know if Maeve told us about... I know she has, like, questions about her mother's, like, where she got... if there was a deal or not, anything. But did she tell us the specifics of the vision she had?
She would have. She's not bringing it up yet, but she would have told you briefly. That her mother knows more than she's letting on. So I think this is when Maeve would slightly start to push a little bit, and probably say something along the lines of, "Well, we've actually done quite a lot as a group. What with everyone's abilities and mine."
Mm-hmm.
Like they were really badass.
Looks as you say that, Maeve. She like looks around the group and says, "Well, I'm pleased you're making the world a better place. hopefully.
Yes, no, I'm sure you're aware, I help people to move on.
Certainly helped me and some of my friends in that regard very recently.
Has she now?
There's a look like away from Samina to like the rest of the table, like, see what I mean? She's still saying, I can't do it, and you guys have seen me do it.
She's been fantastic. There was a very unfortunate incident that happened with a friend of mine, and tragically they lost their lives, and I felt responsible for many years, but Maeve here was able to well, I'm sure you know, communicate with them and able to put it all to rest and believe it or not, restore my sight that I'd lost. Yes, she's wonderful. I said you must be so proud.
She like as you were finishing talking, she like takes a sip of her drink and says, yes.
Have you told her how proud you are?
She's also a big driving factor as to why I'm not dying in a dark pit somewhere. That's important to note.
The leading course inside and death.
she says, well, that's
not
quite...
like you think it is, buddy.
She says, well, that's quite fortunate for you.
Yes, so
I just noticed you managed to not say it twice there. I said, you are proud of Maeve, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Say the words.
I wasn't quite. Sorry, I'm a bit hard of hearing. I had to sit next to Sidon all day. Sorry, you are. Yes.
I'm very loud.
Yes.
Excellent.
Say the words.
You're not going to boss me around in my own house.
But floating in minor illusion behind her, you just, because I haven't done this since the conversation with Cassian, like very, very early on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to let me do it. Bitch, starts floating behind her, bright like green letters, and then they just vanish very, very quickly.
I think.
Are we sure there isn't a don't command at this point?
Yeah, no, don't.
Okay.
I think being surrounded by the support and stuff, that tenseness that was in Maeve's shoulders would have like alleviated slightly. And upon her saying like, you won't boss me around in my own house, Maeve would say, is it truly that hard for you to say that you're proud of me?
She would take a breath and say, I am proud of you, Maeve. It's just difficult when I've not seen you in so long.
Well, I've been I've been busy, you see. I've been out there trying to piece a few things together. And I think I might have figured some things out, which is why I'm here, actually. Would you mind if we had a private conversation?
I mean, I'm happy to say anything in front of you and your friends. Don't have to move.
I don't think that this is something you'll want to talk about. And she'll take out the book, like her sketchbook, and like open it to the page where she drew the vision, and like push it along the table, like subtly, and be like, I think this is something you'll want to talk about privately.
She raises an eyebrow at like looking at the burr. Can you make me a persuasion or intimidation check with advantage?
Yes. Did that roll? Have I not got?
Beyond 20 on her yet?
It was a
there you go.
23. Oh, there we go.
Cool. 23? Intimidation, yeah. Ooh. She goes, she like sort of sits up and like adjusts her shirt or whatever, and says, "Of course." And she like sort of starts to stand up, pushes the chair in.
Can I make an insight check to see if she looks stressed? I don't think I'm going to roll high enough.
I was also thinking if I could do the same thing as well.
I'll
My
guide
roll's been
myself
garbage.
and do
Oh
it
my
properly.
god, my rolls are not good today.
Ooh, 22
1 second.
plus a 3, 25.
1 second.
How do you turn off digital dice?
If you go on the character sheet, if you go to the Beyond 20 thing, you can click that thing. It says use digital dice. You can just flick it off. I rolled pretty low on that check. So Archeron can tell that she doesn't look stressed, but there's definitely like a what's the best way to put it? She definitely
A new level of uncomfortableness.
Yeah, maybe that's the best way to put it. Like she's definitely like you can tell by the way like I'm trying to figure out the best way to show stress like subtly. By like the way that like her mouth is moving, she might be like grinding her teeth or like
chewing the lip.
no, like
biting the bottom lip.
she's tensing her teeth. She's like tensing her mouth. Yeah, makes sense. Tensing her jaw. And she goes, "Yes, of course you can come into my study. If
I take Yumi, can Archeron hear?
If you want him to, yeah.
I was actually thinking when you went for it and you left the room, I was gonna message if you wanted us to actually eavesdrop on the conversation.
I want you guys to hear the conversation. I don't want you to be left out of the loop. So I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do that.
I can give. If you wanted that as a plan, we could just have because like Yumi, Archeron wears as a brooch. He could just hand it to you, or
you could just like
Yumi
Yumi could just be in the pocket or something, and then like Archeron
can
just relay what's
minor
said.
illusion, just what's happening.
I was thinking to myself like it's a private conversation, and I don't think Samina would have said anything to Maeve if everyone was there, or she would have like skirted around it. But if it's just the two of them,
say, she would have like altered the truth to make it
Yeah.
more available.
So I don't want to keep you guys out of the loop because this is like everyone's thing now.
I
You
was
guys have come
actually
with me.
genuinely the thought was I was just when you left the room, I was going to turn to everyone. I was going to be like, "Let's eavesdrop on the conversation."
I just thought since this lady's in the kitchen, I didn't want you to be like.
This is an occasion where I think Maeve will be fine with the eavesdropping.
If we think of this as like a pre-planned thing, I know we didn't talk about it, but this is clearly something you've been thinking about, and whether or not Asher lets you. I have a ritual called Arcane Eye, which is basically like I'm just trying to find the word.
You guys get it on a flat screen.
It's an invisible sensor.
It's an invisible sensor. I mean, like I haven't got it prepped, but I mean, it just depends how how far in advance we were talking. Maybe I've not. It is, yeah. It's like basically my plan. The reason I have it is I was going to have it as my initially I was going to chuck something into the Scar of the Land just to see what happened. Arcane Eye. Why isn't it on my spell list? I thought
You mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision.
I will say for the sake of ease, you can do Arcane Eye, or you can just have Yumi do it, and you can minor
Yeah,
illusion.
it's fine. I can't find it in my spell list, but it is there.
But yeah, Samina, I think it's 4th level. Samina stands up and says, "Well, while I'm out, if any of you need anything, Hannah is in the kitchen, and Garrett's around somewhere."
Thank you so much. Were we okay to wait in the study? Sorry, not the study. In the waiting room near the fire and play with the dog. Play with the dog.
Yes, of course.
As Maeve goes past me, I'm just gonna tap her on the arm and just look up and whisper, "Remember confidence, and don't let her walk all over you. You are stronger than her. You are smarter, and you can give as good as you get. Don't let her push you around."
She's not going to say anything. She's just going to give you a little like nod and a smile.
Yeah, and kind of so I was going to say, Cassian would say as you walk past. Do you have a message? No, he doesn't. It's fine. He just says, "Remember, she's a politician. She doesn't like answering questions straight." But if you push her enough, she'll answer. And if you need it, we're all here.
Because you have
Just scream
Yumi.
don't at the top of your lungs, I'll come running in and I'll.
Because you have Yumi, you can get guidance from me
nice.
constantly. So every 6 seconds, consider yourself guided.
Okay.
Consider yourself.
I did.
I think as a I don't know if it would be a power move, but instead of like her walking in and immediately walking up to Samina, I think she would kind of like take a stroll around the office and just kind of like breathe in the room and give Samina a moment to like, just like run a finger along one of the immaculate. Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't just turn to her and say, "You missed a little bit of dust here. You missed a little spot."
It wouldn't be her. She would tell Garrett off.
Yeah. She's just gonna like walk around the room, and I imagine since she is static that she's just kind of standing by her desk.
She would be like standing, probably like supposed to describe it, like almost sitting at the top of the chair, if that makes it like on the back of the chair, like leaning against it, like sort of looking as you're moving.
Mm-hmm. I think after about 30 seconds of her walking around and just kind of like taking the opportunity to let her feel anxious for once, she would just say, "So, are you going to tell me the truth?
Are you going to tell me what you actually want?"
I want to know why you lied for 21 years about not knowing why I'm like this. I've been to places that you really wouldn't believe, but then again, I don't think you believe anything I say anyway. And I've been searching for answers, and funnily enough, they've led me back to you.
Well, isn't that convenient?
I wouldn't say convenient, I'd say infuriating. So are you going to tell me?
She thinks. Why don't you tell me what you know? And I'll tell you whether you're right or wrong.
I imagine Sidon just in the other room as Archeron's relaying it. Don't reveal it.
It's like a walkie-talkie.
I think
I'm joking.
She would be as like quiet. Hang on, wait. Screen was gonna turn off. She would be quiet if she's like thinking, and just say, "Do we really need to do all of this? Don't you think I've gone through enough?"
Well, I don't know what you've gone through, because you haven't told me.
Really?
Yes, really. You were in the conversation. I don't know what you've been through.
For years and years, you had me cover my marks because you found them unappealing or unbecoming, strange, odd, different. And yet you know exactly why they're there.
Fine. You want to know?
That's why I'm here.
I guess you're finally old enough. And she takes she has like a key ring or something. And she goes like to her desk. It's like a I've written down what the key looks like. I don't remember. Just see. No, I don't. It's like a dark sort of grey key. You might have seen it once or twice. And she opens one of the drawers to her desk, and unlocks what appears to be like a false bottom to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then puts the key away. And from it, she pulls out a very familiar dark grey scroll. A bit of parchment. That sort of, as she does and she holds it out, it sort of smells slightly of burnt wood, with like hints of a strange sourness on the parchment. And she says, "Would you like to read this first? Or would you like me to tell you? Or are you not going to believe me?"
She's gonna walk up and take the scroll, probably snatch it almost, and read it.
You unfurl the scroll, and it's written in slightly glowing white text, and it's Elvish. And I will send this to you, and you can read it out.
Oh god.
Just whilst you're doing that, so I don't know if you saw anything. While Maeve was doing her small speech, I can cast any touch spell through you, or to you at the moment. So as you did that, I cast Mantle of Moonlight, so you shimmered in cool fucking magic girl thingy. And if you need me to, I can identify the scroll if you just have it rest against Yumi.
For a minute, though.
Yeah, but no, for an action, because I haven't used my thingy ability to.
It's still a minute though, isn't it?
I think it's still a minute because it doesn't make it.
Oh, it's still a minute. Oh, I mean,
it doesn't. It just makes it not extend the time needed.
Yeah.
It still requires the usual time.
Go on, Beth.
I think when she reads it, there would be like a wave of sickness. Is probably the best way I can describe it. And if she could turn white as a sheet, she would.
Can you read it out loud just so everyone can hear it, by the way?
Yeah. I, Gethin, Emperor of the Court of Shades, grant this boon to Vodor Atrox. Is that how you pronounce that?
Atrox is also the name you came up with. It's the last name.
Is it? Oh. Atrox. And any of his kin, if you ever need my service, simply burn a stick of blight wood and let the smoke embed itself onto the parchment.
Explain. Burn a piece of. Sorry. But, you post that so I can.
I will send it. Yeah. Hold on. I don't know why I copied it again. I already had it copied from when I just sent it to Beth. You want me to explain?
I know, Gethin. What?
She, you can see she, bites the inside of her lip. And for the first time, she looks nervous. And obviously, since the moment just now, she's been very confrontational. And it's the best word to describe it. She's felt like she's been the one in charge of the conversation. But as you asked to, explain, she looks... The best word is embarrassed.
Right.
As she takes a few breaths. You can tell that they're like weirdly like shaky breaths. And she says, Atlas is not your father. We
What?
weren't able to have a child. But I remembered something that I took from my mother before I left home. A boon that my grandfather earned. With the Emperor of the Court of Shades. Frustratingly, I had to ask him for help. So, she rolls her eyes, you said it. Gethin used his Fey magic, and soon after that, I had you. I said he shouldn't intervene after you were born, but I knew he couldn't help himself, making you with his marks, being too attached to what he lost.
So all this time you've been ashamed of me for a choice that you made?
I made the choice to make my husband happy.
Does he know?
She pauses and doesn't answer.
He doesn't know.
No. He doesn't know.
So my whole life, you have belittled me and shamed me for something that was completely out of my control. And you think that's fine? You think that's right?
I don't think it's fine. I was ashamed. I couldn't help my husband. I had to ask the past for help.
But once I was born, You were never a mother. You were never a parent that I deserved. And I don't think you ever loved me. I think you just used me. Didn't you?
She leans back slightly on with the shoulder on the chair. And is very clearly at for once, a loss for words. I did what I thought was right. I couldn't look past my own failures, so perhaps I took it out on you.
So you pushed them onto me. To make yourself feel better about what you'd done. And all that hatred that you've harbored for me over the years, that was guilt. Because you never told my father.
Perhaps.
And you made me hide the marks because they were a reminder of the shame.
Yes.
And he's known this whole time And when I've gone to him and asked him about it, he said he doesn't know. So you're both liars.
I'm not going to speak for him.
Thank you, Samina, for the truth. And she's gonna walk towards the door. Fucking raging. Probably like push both the double doors open so that they slam.
See how it goes. Ah! In the other room.
He's livid and the only thing she's thinking about is Gethin right now.
Can I just ask, did Maeve take the...
She has the scroll in her hand.
Yeah.
I
guess
think
we're
we're leaving. Yep.
Let's get going.
Hey,
Oh, it's
Hey,
that old dusty trail.
hey Maeve.
He's. I don't
give
know
her a
if you've
minute,
ever
then.
seen anybody like awash with like fury,
Oh yeah,
but she's
I've been that for before.
she's like completely oblivious to everything going on. She's like, it's like that adrenaline rush when your head's in a bubble. She's not aware of anything going on around her. She's just marching towards the front door at like full lag.
Let it out.
Cat is going to give the party a word look and like follow after. Maybe.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna chase after. Not fast. I'm not gonna like run after her. I'm just gonna like chase after her and just sort of shout out. Let it out, Maeve. You've gotta just sort of expel it. You can't just hold it. Can't hold it in. Yeah.
This Blightwood. Is it common?
That's the stuff we had to
Well,
find in the
we-
Feywild.
yeah,
No,
what
it's the
we
stuff you
had
found
the-
at the Feywild.
Do we have any left?
Don't
I have
believe
to check
so.
my inventory. I don't think we
And
did,
we
'cause
sold it all
it.
because we got like
was for a
bonus for
mission,
selling
okay.
extra.
It's
Yeah.
how you guys. It's how you got the cat.
Right. She's just going, and I think the place that she would go is probably...
You do have a red phone telephone line with someone in the Feywild.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was going to say
can I
we could
trust
also.
her?
As Maeve's storming off, I weirdly would probably like recommend we all just let her storm off for a minute. We're following her. We're not going to leave her alone, but also not going to stop her from doing
Yeah, I
things.
think that's a
That's
good
what I'd
idea.
recommend.
Yes. I just think sometimes holding on to an anger like that, when you're so angry, everything else, you're blind to everything else. It can affect you. You sometimes just need to explode, just shout, scream, something. You just need to let it out.
How far away?
Quiet rage is it can be painful.
How far away is the woodland that Maeve would go to?
I mean, I did ask you a question about that like a week ago, and you never answered me.
I said yeah.
Real close.
I literally said yes.
To which?
To
Everything.
no.
Oh yeah.
Even before it's in your draft, so you didn't actually send the message.
No, I definitely
Oh,
I
yeah.
responded.
Okay,
Not before.
yes. Okay, cool. It would be within the city, probably. Oh, let me go to the city map of them. It'd probably be somewhere up here in this like forest bit.
How long would it take for her to get there?
I mean, a number of minutes. Like,
Million.
what? Thanks, James.
A million's a number.
No, yes, a million is a number, James. Love that.
1.
No, probably like 10, 15. It was not close.
Okay,
I mean-
then in that case, as she's heading in that direction.
Yeah.
And as she does, she's gonna pick up the red telephone.
This is the president.
Get down.
So you pick up the telephone, and you feel that connection go through. But you don't hear Sable.
Oh.
You hear Gethin
Oh.
say, "She told you, didn't she? Maeve, I'm so sorry. If I was allowed to, I would have said something."
I need to see you.
Of course. When?
Now.
Okay. We'll say you're about, I'll put just a bit where Porridge is, probably like right here in front of the big statue. As you say now, you feel, that sounds weird. You can't, that doesn't make sense. You see, and for anyone looking at her, I assume you're nearby, just not next to her, for the rest of you.
They're all just like in the background, like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm
maybe 50
contemplating.
to 60 feet behind her.
I would say I'm about 30 feet because I'm
Okay.
I am in contemplation. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just thinking. In my mind, is this the right time to be going after Geffen? And like I said, I'm not saying anything yet. I'm just in the contemplation about it. If this is actually the right call.
Yeah, so as you say now, for anyone looking at Maeve at this point, you can see all the marks on her body glow like a bright white. Similar to how it was in the Feywild when she was in front of Geffen, the one time you've seen him. You then watch as from a point, 5-10 feet in front of Maeve, you watch as a similarly glowing white portal opens in space that sort of opens like a cloak unfurling. That, I mean, Maeve knows where it goes. The rest of you see that portal and Maeve standing in front of it, almost like, is it in E.T. when he's like the ship, like it's the white outline? Oh, sorry, the silhouette with the white behind him, almost like that. And
Yeah, she's going.
Hey, wait!
She's gone. She's going. She's not
Let
stopping.
her cook.
I'm going to rush in afterwards.
Yeah,
I
same.
was gonna say Maeve steps through. I assume everyone else now does.
Yes.
You all step through. Let me find the map. Hold on. Court of Shades. You all step through and see. This is the map I was talking about on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is dope. I love that picture in the background. That's cool as shit. I love that.
Yeah, you see.
There's people here.
Yeah, there's people in there. I mean, it's Gethin's like.
Court.
Yeah,
It's harem.
Let me add the people in 1 sec. So yeah,
I'm just putting her a bit further ahead.
And so yeah. So as you step through the portal, your eyes momentarily gloss over white before you feel your breath taken from you. Then your feet hit the ground, and around you, you see an unfamiliar room with some familiar people. In the room is Geffen sitting on the chair. as well as Sable down here, and a few other people who looks to be like denizens of the Court of Shades. And he looks down at you all, specifically at Maeve, with his, that unmoving expression, but his, white, ancient eyes are clearly deep in thought as he looks at you.
From the minute her feet touched the ground, she's been walking, this way, and as she gets to about here, she's gonna lift up her arm and shoot an Eldritch Blast directly at Gethin.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Can I, as Maeve does that, I'm going to, I'm not stopping you from shooting the Eldritch Blast, go for it, dope.
You wouldn't be able to. You just get hit by
exactly.
it.
I'm going to look back at Cassian and just be like, dude, can you call out to her? Like, you and her have you're in love with her, she's in love with you, fucking call out to her.
Well, doing two things at once. Maeve, you shoot the Eldritch Blast at Gethin, and I mean, I don't have a stat block for him. He has hundreds of hit points.
Well, I mean, I did this
I know.
specifically for dramatic effect because I'm pretty sure that he has full control of her. Magic.
You see it impacts sort of like the neck and chest area and dissipates in a white sort of that white grey barrier that's around his form. And to Sidon's thing, Cassian says, I can try, but it feels like a dull point. I don't really want to interfere. I think listen, I think Gethin's got it covered.
Yeah.
And
At this point, I think she's got tears streaming down her face. Angry tears.
Yeah, of course.
And if that one hits and he doesn't do anything, she's going to lift up her hand again.
Maeve, stop.
I'm gonna start moving forward, not full sprint, but probably an action round of movement, not an action dash, if that makes sense. So 45 feet. It's there.
Gethin says, Maeve, stop, and his voice booms in the hallway, echoing in this relatively empty room.
I think obviously her arm was above her and she was about to cast a spell, and as soon as he says stop, the not the anger dissipates, but it fully turns into I don't know the word. I'm trying to think of the word. Sadness, but not sadness.
Frustration.
Frustration.
Yeah.
And her hand that's above her would just start to tremble, and she'd just collapse in on herself. And she'd just probably be not in a ball on the floor, but on her knees, holding her head.
You see, sort of as Sidon said, Cassian would walk up to try and help if you want to take it.
I think she's probably the best way to describe it is numb to everything right now. She's just in this unreachable place.
Cassian just whispers to you, Maeve. I don't think he's the person who should be angry at. We don't know what he has to say.
I think because I think in this situation I wouldn't know what to say. But I think she's just silent, and her shoulders are trembling, whether it's with her crying or just pure she's filled with rage. I don't think it's clear. Probably a mix of the two. But yeah, she's just not comatose, but out of it completely.
Lost, broken.
Yeah.
If Maeve doesn't say anything, I'm gonna just take a slight step forward, still behind Maeve, and just say, I'm gonna say towards Maeve and Cassian, maybe slightly more directed at Cassian, seeing as Maeve is completely out of it, and just be like, I think we need to head back. We need time. We can't. We can come back soon. We just need a moment.
I think
everything's so raw. It's
hearing that would, I think that would like get through, and she'd like shakily stand up and like shake her head and look up at Gethin and just wait.
He walks down from the seat and sort of steps over to her. Him, obviously, he's about 10, 12 feet tall, so he's still significantly above everyone else in this room. But he sort of looks.
No wonder Maeve's so tall.
Looks at Maeve and the rest of you, and he says, "What do you want to know? There's a lot of information. What do you want to know?"
Why?
He like scratches his like chin, like thinking, and says, "Vodor Atrox was a good friend of mine. He saved me once when I was stuck, and as such, I gave him the scroll that you hold in your hand for he or his family to use if he ever needed help. It was a long time before someone ever used it. And when it was used, Samina used it because she wanted a child, because she wanted you.
No. Did you know how she treated me for what I was?
I only know what you told me. Part of the deal on my end was that I was not to interfere.
But you did.
Yes, and that was because she had... I'm Faye. She messed up on her wording slightly. The exact wording of her deal was that he says it as point of view of her, just because it's easier. And I'll just say it in my voice. I, Sabina Atrox, granddaughter to Vodor Atrox, bind the following deal between Gethin, the Emperor of Shades, and I. As per his boon to Vodor Atrox and his kin, I invoke it and ask him to help me bear a child to continue Vodor's lineage. However, upon the birth of this child, you are to not interfere with me or my family again. And by no circumstances can you tell anyone about this deal or my child's lineage. Gethin would continue to say, however, upon calling herself Samina Atrox, rather than her name at that point, which was Nightshade, as well as the interfere with me or my family again. Her calling herself Atrox rather than Nightshade was the reason I could interfere. And because she said interfere with me or my family, it was the main reason that I had Sable, and he gestures to Sable, interacting with you, communicating with you, if you weren't within the Feywild.
But why did you interfere?
He, looks very... What's the word? He looks like into himself as you say that. And he says... I'm not sure if I know the answer to that. I'm afraid. I think I was clinging on to the past a little bit. I didn't know how she was treating you other than what you told me, but I couldn't do anything to stop her. I think part of me, when I saw you and you came here, part of me saw what I had lost with my friend and with Krissa. It was selfish, but I hadn't thought about it. And I'm sorry. But hand on my heart, I never told anyone. Sable had no idea. No one within the Court of Shades, to my knowledge, had any idea. It was just me.
I don't... I feel used by both of you. And the one person who was a parent to me is not... It's not... You could have kept me here. You could have given me a home. You'd already interfered at that point. Why did you let me... I'm so confused. What am I?
You are Maeve Nightshade. That's not... Nothing changes that.
That's who I am. What am I?
I don't think that's for me to answer. I think that's for you to figure out and make yourself.
Are you my father?
By blood, I guess so. But I think Atlas will always be the person you should call your father. He raised you, I didn't.
He doesn't know, does he? Nobody knows. Do I tell him?
That's not for me to answer. It's... He shrugs. I don't know.
Is there
I
any
can.
more?
No. So,
Sorry.
James, what did you say?
No, I was debating whether or not to jump into a pause there, and decided to go for it just as Beth started speaking. So it's
All
like,
right.
point. No, your moment.
Yeah, she'd say, is there any more? Like me?
He shakes his head. No. My only other child is Cressa, and I've no others.
Is Crissa like me?
In what sense?
Was her mother mortal?
No. Cressa like chrysanthemum.
Mm.
No.
So what happens now? Now that I know. Does anything change?
Only if you want it to.
I don't know what I want. I want to see my father. And I think at that point she would walk over to Sable.
Before you do,
Mm.
I guess I would say that both as me and as Gethin. He would say, if you don't mind, I can tell you, or I can let you read it at some point. But I would like to tell you at some point about Vodor and Mara, your great-grandparents. Because, well, that's the reason that this is... It's the reason that you're here, in a way. It's the reason I'm still here. And afterwards, you can go, or whatever you'd like, but I have something that I want to give to you that Frodor left in my keeping for when I thought the time was right. And I know I don't have any right to ask more of you, but if you would indulge me in that, then I'll stop.
I think everybody was right that my anger, it shouldn't be directed at you, or solely at you. I just thought you could probably take a spell or two to the face better than my mother.
I mean, probably.
Sorry about that.
Nothing. It's fine.
I would like to hear the story.
Right. Well, Vodor Atrox, your great grandfather, was a death cleric of Cairo and a soldier in the Garavalorian army when the Lich Ishnir made his stand in the north. I believe around 620. He and his allies were the main factor were a factor in destroying Ishne and defeating him for good. With his defeat, I was released from the prison that I was being held in by the Lich. He caught me unawares, and Ishne siphoned my power to grow his lichdom. I was able to return to my throne, which is where Vodor and I met properly and became friends. I suppose I should tell you about Mara as well. There's more, but I should wait. Mara, your great-grandmother, hailed from the Shadowfell. They called her the Herald of Tragedy, as she was sent to the material plane to help stand up against evils like the Lich, because things were bad around that point. Her and Vodor became close, and the two of them had a daughter, Alina, Alina, who is your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And then, about 10 years after we met, Ishne was whispered about again, and Vodor, Mara, and their allies went to the Shroud, which is the realm of fog and ice. Both of them returned, but she was gravely injured, and starting to go crazy. Her insides were freezing. I pulled strings, and the only thing I could do was to have her put within a mountain within the Court of Creation to seal her from time. Vodor stayed in the Feywild and he couldn't bring herself to kill Mara. So he shakes his head. He became Chris's godfather and was here until he died many years ago. I don't know the ins and outs of the fight between Ishne and all of them, but I believe Mara is still technically there to this day, and she was the person that Chrissa went to find before she went missing. And he weaves his hands through the air, and you see from nowhere a dark cloak, a coat like cloak, forms, and he holds it in front of you and says, "It was Vodor's cloak."
I think with a shaky hand, he would reach out.
He hands it to you, and you feel it's a very warm cloak that it's clearly magical. And he just sort of like looks at you with it and doesn't say anything. He doesn't have anything he thinks he should say.
I think she would hold it, just feel the weight of it and the history, and sort of like take it in. And then probably like put it over her shoulders and like put it on.
I will tell you what it does afterwards.
Mhm. I think there would just be like a sort of, in that moment of her like putting it on and hearing the history and stuff, kind of like an acceptance.
Dax is excited.
Yeah, I know. As always.
Is there anything else I can do?
Do you have any information about Chrissa that you haven't already told me?
He shakes his head. I don't. Last I heard, she was in the Court of Creation, looking for Mara, but I don't know anything beyond that.
And how long ago did she go missing?
25 years. A long time ago. I don't know.
Well, if she is still out there, I'd very much like to meet her.
I would like for you to meet her, but don't go running into something. Not right now. It is dangerous. He just looks around and doesn't know what to say.
I think she would kind of stand there for a minute, very unsure of what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably take a big, deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
And turn away almost, and like hesitate to kind of like, I don't know, at this point I don't know what to do, and I don't so it's like I think she's kind of like stuck as to like what the next step is.
If she's there, Artron will come over, kind of rest a hand on the shoulder. Babe, if you're thinking, if you can't decide what to say to your father, to Atlas, if you don't have to say this is just my advice, but having not known something that happened ate me up, and this has changed how you see your family, and that will change how you are with them naturally, and I think it would be, he deserves to know why you now see things in a different light, because otherwise he may worry that it's something he's done and it isn't. It's something that was done to the two of you. I'm so sorry.
I don't want him to see me differently.
He won't. I don't.
I would try and rip off a quote from somewhere, but I can't because it's being recorded. But yeah, just think, you know, it's yeah, it involves Mary Poppins.
Y'all.
Just who, as I said 2 nights ago, but who you are inside hasn't changed. So he'll see that you're still his daughter. That won't have changed. He is he spent with you won't have changed. How he perceives his wife probably will change. That's her fault.
But I think so much of the good in me came from him.
Well, that hasn't changed. He has ended.
You went really muffled, James.
We can't hear
James,
you.
you're illegible.
Hang on.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh, hello.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. Third time's a charm. He tended the garden of the good things in you, but the soil, the seeds are yours. The sunlight was yours. You've grown, and he's just trimmed back the weeds that would have infested the garden had your mother been the one to tend it. I can't really ever pretend to say I'm going to see her in a good light. I thought she was awful before we overheard what had happened. So, you were a good person, and he's just helped you. He's helped show you the path to make great choices. I think you would have made them anyway, but he certainly helped. I for one, have always looked forward to meeting your father.
He's wonderful.
You've always said it. That love you have for him, and the love he has for you, is crystal. It's never going to change. That bit, nothing anyone could do to it could affect that. Because you must have done things as a child that angered, as every child does, angered or upset or frustrated him. But he still raised you. Just because just because I don't want to labour on the gardening metaphor, but he may have planted a sunflower, but from it has grown a rose or a nightshade, I suppose.
I thought that.
I think she'd turn back to
Arsha's smarter than me.
I think she'd turn back to Gethin and be like, I hope it's okay if I keep my name.
I don't have a last name.
Amazing.
Poseidon, it's your dad. No, too soon.
That's not how that works. And I don't think
Sure.
Gavin wants. I don't think Gavin wants to be my dad.
Yeah, unless you want to change your last name to Of Shades. It doesn't.
I
Knave
feel
of
the one that
Shades.
Maeve of Shades. is
Maeve of
bad.
Shades, Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Maeve. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Cassian.
Is it question, Asher? Is it the cape from that picture?
I've from which picture?
The most recent picture I sent you.
I pictured it slightly different, but it can be
Okay.
because I technically I've already technically shown it to you, but no one picked up on the name.
When you said, okay, when I don't know if it was just me being stupid, but when you said that Mara was sent as the
Yeah,
what was it? The
tragedy, Herald of Tragedy.
Herald of Tragedy.
That wasn't the link.
No, but that we've met.
You've
Have
met
we
a
met
Herald.
other
Heralds of Rot.
You guys, as players, have met another one of the heralds, a herald of
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah, Herald of Rot we met.
Well, you guys met weird demon things. Yeah, you guys as characters. You guys as players have met something else.
Herald
Yeah.
of Master, was that
With the
Angel Bloke?
no,
Angel Bloke.
it's the woman from the one shots.
Oh.
You know the woman.
Oh,
with
yes!
the
I don't know who that
yeah.
Oh, yes! Yes!
It's all
What he
falling
gave-
into place.
The one who gave Vesha a god bow. Yes.
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 What was the name of the cape?
I don't have the item made yet.
Okay.
But
What did he say
it will
it was?
be. I didn't.
Okay.
Because I don't have the item yet. But
But
it
you know
will,
of it.
it will be similar. I'm saying you know of it because when this is slightly out of character, but it's fine. When Maeve asked, what's his name? Oh, what's the cleric guy?
Which cleric guy?
That you guys most recently met.
One that Archon tried to steal the book from.
Yes,
Father
Auriel.
Oriel.
I
I was
just
going to say Father
Father
Uriel.
Uriel.
when you met Father Auriel, you asked him for people like you, so it gave me a great grandfather.
Oh.
Best father.
Because isn't it? Because I never gave him the last. I never said his last name. I said Vodor.
Mm.
Vodor.
I remember you saying that, and I was thinking,
Joe, you sounded like you were in the
Mm.
back rooms then.
oh, I don't know what's going on with
goodbye.
mine.
I knew I recognised Vodor from somewhere, and I couldn't place it. And now I realise it's because you've said it, the name before, just not the first name, not the last name. Sorry.
Oh, I said that to Beth rather than in Dragna.
He has markings too.
Yeah, she does know the scars. Yeah.
Oh no.
Means
I-
mother.
Was he elven?
I just intentionally.
Are a bit of a giveaway.
I just intentionally never showed you the coloured version with purple skin.
Oh. So he was drow.
How come his hair's black?
Not everyone's hair has to be this like.
I know, but like I thought it was from like Maeve's hair naturally was white, and so sorry, I just assumed it'd be white.
No, but there's also Mara.
Yeah, true.
So his hair could be white. You don't know.
No, true.
Also, Faye. Anyway, is there anything you guys are doing?
I'm
Before we leave, I want to.
No. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that.
So, what is the plan now? Are we leaving and going back to the city?
I'm so glad we arranged an inn because it'd be real fucking awkward if we need to stay at mate.
Yeah, I am glad we did that too.
Apparently, Beth's PC is cut off, so we need to hang on.
Oh shit.
Oh.
So
I'll
I
just
don't
up
think
that,
the
no
plan will have, we don't think the plan will have changed much.
I think
I think
maybe
we're
just
going
got brain trees.
Yeah, Maeve just needs a moment to gather her thoughts, but I would assume the plan becomes return to the material plane, speak to have Maeve spend some time with Atlas, her father. I don't know. I don't really want to go to Maeve's family house again.
I don't think
No, I
horrible.
never want to meet that woman again. Jesus Christ.
I think if I met her a second time, the punch thing that is happening.
I was surprised Maeve didn't punch her. Yes.
Well, if you,
Drac, here's your 10 gold, by the way.
If what you told us was word for word quoted, and she walked out and called her Samina instead of mother, that's quite telling.
What
Yeah.
I think probably happened,
Hello.
it's stretching the
Hello.
use of the spell a little bit, but I
It's
assume
fine.
that Archon would have like held out his hand, and it would have just been like a radio play, like you would have heard,
Yeah, that's fine.
literally what we heard, rather than him repeating it and like doing stupid voices.
Yeah, I was gonna say him repeating it doing silly voices.
It's like from Maeve's perspective right now. Is it Vodor?
Yeah.
Vodor and Mara did like they're like people who did good things.
Mhm.
All Samina did was take something that they'd earned, use it for a selfish reason, and then proceed to be a fucking bitch about it. So I have no sympathy for that woman.
Hey,
Maeve,
you're not alone here, mate.
Yeah.
Maeve,
Mhm.
how are you feeling? Are you okay?
Like to blow something up.
Well, I'll go into. I want to make a joke, but I want to make sure it's not too soon. So I'm actually
If you're having those
asking.
doubts, it's too soon.
No, well, no, it's not a joke. Joke. I'm just.
I think she'd just shrug. She genuinely doesn't know.
Yeah.
Her whole world's just been flipped
Mm.
upside down. So
Look.
How about
Um,
we go and have a drink and spend some time think about it? Breaking it to your father is a big thing, and so that does need forethought and tact and care. Because it would be upsetting for him as well. Bear that in mind. But I think, I mean, that's just my opinion. I may be alone there. Maybe it would be better if you didn't. But if it were me, I'd want to know. But you know him best.
And I just want to ask that anger you felt. How are you okay? That I know this is a lot, but I've felt rage like that quiet rage, and
it's still there.
I know it's still there,
I don't
and it
know
will.
what's in it.
Like I said, you just need to let it out, scream to the world, do something. Maybe not shoot a demigod in the face with a laser beam.
Gavin goes,
Fine.
"It's fine." It's fine.
But genuinely, sometimes when something like that happens, you saw it that moment, you fell to the floor and you just became numb. That quiet rage, it eats you from the inside. You just need to let it out. Never hold on to it.
I think I've been holding on to it my whole life.
And all the more reason to just say screw it and just smash something, scream, shout, let it all out. It's just
These are the things we can do without. Come on.
But yeah, I didn't have a when I experienced a rage like that, it causes rash decisions, and I know I'm saying it causes rash decisions, but it does, and you have more right to be this angry compared to when I was this angry. But when I felt it, I stormed off a temple and went on a 6-year journey across the entire world. You see what happens when you let that quiet rage eat you out? Wait, no.
Oh,
Sorry?
That's the wrong wording, Sidon. That's
no,
not.
I realized I was trying to be a bit more
What's that
thingy.
spell when you can take your words back?
Gift of gab. He doesn't
Yeah.
have
I don't have it. No, it
the gift of slap.
yeah. But you know what I mean. I said the wrong word and it ruined my moment of trying to actually be
He
poignant for
thought,
once.
he thought too hard, and it,
Yep.
Sidon, it sort of perfectly sums it all up, don't worry.
Yeah.
Cass
Silas.
go to Maeve and touch, take her hand and see how she reacts to the touch.
Baxter, will you please stop?
Sorry. I guess hugs later.
It'd be like a slight flinch, and then she'd sort of relax a little bit. She's I don't know how to describe it. It's like she's a fizzy bottle that's been shaken up.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that I can think to word it. She's
Yeah,
very
so
on
Cass,
pins right
with her
now.
hand, is going to come around as give her a half hug, and if Maeve doesn't pull away, it's going to become a bear hug.
I think she'd allow it, but she'd just kind of be very okay, all right, guys, I'm fine.
I'm very
Air
warm.
hopping
I'm wearing
after
2
this.
cloaks.
We're going to drink so much, we're going to be wasted tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Speaking of tomorrow, what is the plan?
I want to I want to go to Sable.
Yeah, Sable's here. Well, I was gonna make a funny joke, but Cass walked up to you, so it's fine. I was gonna say, because Cass has never been here before, so I was gonna say that as Cass was watching this scenario, she just saw a deer skull behind her. But it's fine.
Cass is very hard trying to ignore everything else except for Maeve because she hates the way the Feywild because she was stuck here for I think it was 2 months or a month.
Wow.
It just
You Fey racist now?
Absolutely hates tears.
This isn't even the same place. This is a
Who's the
different
big
part of
tree guy?
Not true.
Yeah, I wondered what that was.
He's
I just
cute as
heard-
fuck.
It's just a black guy.
He's definitely a tree.
I'm
He's like
sure
definitely-
I saw him in the pub.
I don't know. I
I'm
just got
pretty
some.
sure
I
saw
just
him in
got
the
some
pub.
random. I just got some random tokens to fill out the map.
He looks chill as fuck.
No, it's cool. Huh?
Look, I'm sure either you described a tree blight in the pub,
I might
Or-
have, yeah.
like when I went and spoke to the hag on the first night we were here. Like I'm sure there was a tree guy in the pub.
You know what? It was. I don't know. I'm not gonna go back and listen. Maeve, what do you want to say to Sable?
I wanted to go up and give her a hug.
Oh. Yeah. So Sable would be, I don't know, around. Yeah, it's fine.
It's like,
yeah.
obviously Maeve knows now that she has an older sister
Mhm.
that she's never met, but before that, Sable was the closest thing that Maeve had to, like, family outside of her dad.
Cool aunt.
Yeah. So I think she would it would be like a comfort thing. Like, obviously Cass gave her a hug and that was, like, very nice for her, but, like, it's in those, like, really vulnerable moments. She just, like... I think as soon as she saw Sable, like, stand up and move, she'd, like, go straight up to her and just sort of, like, hug her like she did when she was a kid. Just, like, arms wrapped around her, like, head, like, tucked in. Very, like, vulnerable hug.
Very weird for her to see with a deer skull woman. It's fine. Sable would just like. Can Sable whisper?
I assume so, but she can talk in her head.
Yeah, that's also true. Sable, it's fine. She just says, "Are you okay?"
I think in the... Like, Maeve wouldn't say anything, but in the hug, Sable would, like, feel her shake her head.
Well, we're all here, and yeah. If you need anything, we're all here.
Give her a big, like casted, like, a bear hug squeeze, like, squeeze. And then, like, stand up, compose, like, get, like, stand up fully and, like, compose herself and be like, okay, let's go.
You're going back through portal.
Is it still
Is
there?
the portal still there? I thought.
No,
you
but
might have just snapped your
Geffen
fingers
will
to-
just make another one. Yeah, so
You're
That's
staying
convenient.
here
You could have
now,
done that
fuckers.
earlier instead of making us go through a weird tree and then travel 3 days to get here.
Yeah, what the hell, Geffen?
Sometimes the friends you make along the way.
To be
Yeah,
fair, we did meet Ben and Holly.
well, you met them on the way
On
out.
the way
Wait,
out,
actually,
Yeah.
I have a question. Is the portal we came through the same? Like, does it look similar to the portal I was pushed into when I got into the Fae for the first time?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Geffen's portals are they're very specific. It's like that sort of shimmering white sort of.
I had to
like-
make sure, dude.
Like the glow on his image or like Maeve's marks, they're like that sort of, yeah. But yeah,
Maeve still look pissed.
that's
Like, she's
fair.
still got, like, this perpetual look of, like, miffed on her face.
like a, I'm trying to think, like a cat that's like. Never mind.
It looks just like a
Um,
mother.
Oh, God.
Oh God, don't say that. But yeah, the another portal opens, and to answer the question that whoever said why didn't make us walk, whatever, he says for the plot. And
I couldn't
as you-
interfere.
yes,
Well, I didn't think of it at the time.
Mm.
because
I didn't
Like,
have that
Commanded
power
it.
back then.
you feel pulled through the portal. Nah.
Mm.
And as you walk back through, I believe there's one thing Beth wants to describe.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna make you describe it.
So the white of Maeve's hair and the black have like swapped. So that she now has
Oh.
white with a black streak.
Oh.
Is there an updated image?
There is.
See Samira again. She's like, "You changed your hair again."
You know what's going to happen, Beth? You're going
that's
to.
cool.
That is cool. I really
I
like
love
that.
the vampire cape.
Yeah.
I like the count.
I was going for like
Um,
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I really like that. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to forget you've done it.
Nah.
Are you going to do a new animated Discord picture?
Oh god.
Just change it to that one,
Yeah.
or just do Command I invert it. It makes no sense, but
Yeah, but I'd have to do every frame.
oh yeah, just don't. You'll be there for ages. But as you step back through the portal, it is essentially the same moment that you left because time's a weird soup.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
And as you look out at the lights of Thyrios with a lot more knowledge than when you walk through the portal, either an hour or a second ago, depending on who you ask. I think we'll leave it there.